January to come up with a more permanent budget solution. The shutdown holdup was over health care, which Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says shouldn't be a partisan issue.
On this issue, I don't see political party lines. I see simply that the American people have been done wrong.
She's calling on Republicans to work with Democrats to come up with a solution. Emory buys the Eggleston Hospital site off Clifton Road, which was home to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for years. The university says it plans to demolish the two buildings on site, but will retain the 840-space underground parking garage. Demolition's expected to take up to a year and a half. Officials haven't said yet what they plan to do with the space in the long term. It's now 3:03. The Von Haessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Alex Williams. Travel advisory continues on the south side perimeter. Jackknife tractor-trailer crash, 285 eastbound, the outer loop, Motorcrest Road, exit 51. 2 right lanes are blocked there. You're very slow back to Jonesboro Road. Make your way up, use I-20 east as an alternate. Also, seeing a slow zone down through Union City, 85 southbound, right around Flat Shoals, exit number 64. We'll see what's cooking there. And if you're traveling 85 north out of the cabin in Gwinnett, had a crash clear up before Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. That slow ride's already in place on 85 northbound from Chamblee Tucker, trying to make your way up past Pleasantdale Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies through the course this afternoon, warming up to a high of 73. Clear and cool this evening, lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, even warmer, high 76. A few clouds moving through on Sunday, highs in the low 70s.
69 in Woodstock, 72 in Lawrenceville, 73 in Fayetteville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome them.
Hour 1 of this week's Friday edition of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I'm your host, Eric Von Haessler. Look who's here. Tim Andrews is here. Autumn Fisher is here. George Clark still at Skankfest. So we have Colby Richardson behind the glass. Look at this. English Nick is here. And, of course, Jared Yamamoto is here. I mean, Autumn is ready to go. I heard the, like, the...
Woo! Let's go!
Yeah, she's ready to...
I went to Costco today.
Oh, wow.
I got me a chicken bake.
Oh, you're feeling highly productive.
I sure am.
For us like me, as for lazy people, when you get highly productive for like 5 hours, you start giving yourself awards. You know, like, wow, I'm doing it.
Did you get a hot dog? Did you get a hot dog when you were
No,
there?
I get a chicken bake.
Oh, wow.
Is that an individual thing, or is that something you take home and you cook it for like 10 days?
Oh, no, it's an individual thing. It's like this giant, fancier Hot Pocket.
Oh, well, come on. How could you possibly get fancier than a Hot Pocket?
It's hard, but Costco finds a way to do it.
How do you even eat a Hot Pocket? I have no
I
idea.
cool off for a month.
Yeah, seriously. It's literally like, how do you not burn the inside of your mouth with a Hot Pocket that just came out of the microwave? I don't even know that it's possible.
It's great marketing. I mean, they called it a hot pocket, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Why are you complaining? It's hot. Hot Pocket.
But there's hot.
Gold your mouth with it.
And then there's scolding hot.
Hot Pocket.
That's exactly.
Oh, wow, you fall right for it here. I typed in Costco chicken bake into Google, and the first article that comes up is from momsdish.com.
What do you say? I fell right.
You fell right for it. I tell you what, you gullible mom, what a dummy. Right. You fell right for it.
I did not want a slice of pizza. I did
Yes.
not want a hot dog.
So
I wanted something warm.
you got the hot dog at
The
home.
hot,
What is the chicken bacon
the
again?
Hot Pocket doesn't move. In my Hot Pocket.
That's okay. What are you?
It's not even 4 o'clock.
What is Tim suddenly worried about the children who might be listening?
The children on the bus, the cheering. What a dummy mummy.
Her?
No, he said dummy. I said, well, dummy mummy.
That's right.
Dummy mummy. Dummy, please.
I don't know what. So what is a chicken bake like? Is it?
It's this bread thing.
Yeah.
It's like a big long pocket, and
Yeah.
it's like crunchy on the outside. It's really good.
Yeah.
And the inside has like chicken and maybe like a little bacon, and then something
Maybe?
I don't know.
Mystery
Maybe
pork.
some sort
It does
of
have bacon. You're right. It does have bacon.
It's bacon adjacent.
Yes.
It's something.
It's sizzling.
It's
It's something to do with the intestines.
It says Sicily. How many people have eaten Sicily and not immediately gotten cancer? Is it the most ultra-processed food possible? Hey, let's take a processed food, bacon, and what is Sicily? Is it steak bacon?
Well, they had
They make bacon out of steak, right? Basically,
I think that's what it was.
strips of steak. Like so when I grew up with a single mom at work all day long. Like this is the kind of thing a kid can make when he's 13.
Yeah.
And probably most of the time, usually you don't burn the house down.
Yeah, you don't burn the house down. You don't get a big pot filled with fat.
Yes, right. Yeah. Yes, you were saying.
Oh yeah, what's in it, Jared?
It's got bacon crisps in it. It has got chicken.
Bacon crisps.
And it's got cheese sauce flour.
I have newt.
Yes.
And it tells you how you can make it at home to save even more money.
All right.
On this momsdish.com.
Really don't care about
I
it.
realize, well, you're a woman. He thought that you would.
And there's great sale on brooms on that website.
Yeah. Here's something. Boy, she falls for that
I know.
whole. She falls for that whole broom thing every time.
Oh man.
She,
I got a closet full of just really great brooms.
She's bought a third super yacht for Bezos with her broom addiction.
Hey, but I'm buying stuff for Christmas from Costco, and I'm not using Amazon.
All right, but Costco is a very small mom pop.
At least they are ethical in a lot of cool ways. Like,
Oh, is that what they say?
no, that's what I say.
Oh,
because
okay.
they-
How
they-
they ethical? Let's
Here,
see.
I got you 50 rolls of toilet paper.
because
Merry
they-
Christmas.
Remember, there was like they lose money on the roast chicken,
Yeah.
and they lose money on the hot dog. The hot dog costs more to make it and to sell
Okay,
it.
that's
than
called
it
a
is, okay?
that's called a what do you call that? A lead,
Loss leader.
loss leader. Right. I mean,
Right,
that's
but
a
they
business.
refused. There was the owner or whatever, like the original owner. I think the next generation of people that were in charge came to him.
Mr. Co.
Yeah, Mr. Cost.
Mr. Costney. It's actually
came in
Costney.
and said like, "Hey, we're losing money on this thing. We need to up the price by like 5 cents," and he refused.
Yes.
It's like, you will never ever raise the cost of these hot dogs.
Now that doesn't mean that's happening in the rest of the store, by the way. But
No,
there's-
but there's that. Okay, there's that, and then also
Oh.
you when you use your card that you know like your Costco card, it's a credit card. You get money back. You get points back, right?
Yes.
And at the end of the year, like in February, they give you a check for however much cash back you've gotten, and you can go and cash that at the Costco for straight cash, and it's not like you can only use it in the store, or
Like
you can
points.
cash it, but it'll be like a percentage off. It's like, no, this is your money.
By the way, click the microphone. You get Autumn's promo code.
I know. That's obviously. That's a great,
You would love this combo.
great commercial. Costco. We don't give them free ads.
You might have stumbled upon a new podcast idea with you and Clark Howard.
Who owns Costco? Who owns Costco? Costco. That was the competitor.
Yeah.
It really didn't work because Costco was everything was at the highest price possible. It was $10.
They were making so much money on chickens.
For one roll of toilet paper, $10.
Come on in, we'll milk you.
Owned by institutional investors who own 70% of shares.
That's what do you got? Who owns?
Vanguard Group.
Oh, okay, that's the Vanguard. That's right there. It's private capital. It's
Equity.
Vanguard is considered private equity group or a hedge fund. I can't remember which one.
It always says 9.40%.
Yeah, but that means they probably have controlling shares. Oh, yeah, they
Well,
have
they
a
don't.
stake more than anybody else.
They, I mean, when the DEI stuff said they refused to do that.
Oh, what, they're going to stay with the old stupid model that wasn't working, that bothered people so much they went out and elected Donald Trump a second time?
Whatever.
Is that
So they hire people to represent the people. That's cool.
Oh, how about we just hire people to represent the people who are good at their jobs? That's the
Well,
important
they
thing.
do that too.
Wow, you're really into Costco. You're like, I'm going to fight Jeff Bezos with Vanguard because they're for the people.
Vanguard's a tiny percentage.
It really does say, okay, so I have the Wikipedia page.
Who owns the most stock?
It's publicly
I know, but who owns the most?
Okay, let me
9.9% might be the highest stockholder.
Sam's is just they're a competitor, right? They're not linked. To
Sam's they're with the Walton. They're with the Walton family. The Walton. Yeah.
Good night, John Boy.
Wow, how do you know that? You know
That was on
England.
TV in the evening in England.
Was it as
Monday or
terrible there
Tuesday.
as it was here?
Absolutely. But as a kid, for some reason, as a kid, I was
I was the same way. I love the
watching
Walton Waltons, and everyone's at some point I got nostalgic. And I was like, I should watch a couple of these episodes.
Impossible.
They're unwatchable. But you know about the Waltons is they started out with a TV movie called The Homecoming.
Oh, I know that.
And that was not like the show.
Wasn't it dark?
Yes, it had a lot of the same characters, same people playing the roles, but it was very, very, had a very dark side. It was not like the show. I mean, it was a little bit like the show.
They were poor and they lived on a mountain without running water.
And Dad, there's a really weird thing where so the father can't get home for Christmas, and John Boy goes out to try to find him. I don't know where he is on the mountain.
This is in The Homecoming?
In The Homecoming. Yeah. And then he stops by the home of these two sisters, these old actresses. I can't remember who they are. And it is such a weird scene. Like, David Lynch would love this scene. It's such a strange scene.
What is the name of the show?
It was the pilot. It turned out to be the pilot for the Waltons. It was a made-for-TV Christmas movie called The Homecoming. And the mom was different. I think Patricia O'Neill played the mom. A couple of people were different, and then most of the characters.
Will Greer in it then?
I cannot remember if old commie Will Greer was it. He was like in the 30s.
Ed Asner looked like Trump.
I'm the head of the Communist Party in Hollywood.
Who did the guy that played the granddad in the Waltons? What else was he in that was famous?
That's Will Greer. That's Will Greer.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he was famous for being
want to do something else.
unapologetic communist. When
I was on an episode of Age is Enough when the little boy ran away.
is that just because Tim Andrews remembers seeing that particular
I
episode?
went, that's Grandpa Walton. And there's Adam Rich before we started doing drugs.
So the Sam's
Is Adam Rich still alive, or did we lose him? Did we lose
I
him?
think we did.
Adam Rich was the kid on that show.
Yeah, that's too many.
And like a lot of these child actors.
23.
Was he like a drug addict and stuff?
Well, he had problems.
Okay.
I don't know what he died of.
Well, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
So to go back, what does the company Walton do that owns Sam's? What's their deal?
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The CEO just
He's
he's retiring.
the guy who, now that you're an American, you need to learn these things.
I know.
The guy, the Walton family is behind Walmart, and the guy who started it was Sam Walton. That's why it's Sam's Club.
I come here to learn every week. Now I'm a citizen.
Now you're a citizen. You know what? As a citizen, you can never stop learning.
No.
But Trump believes that his curiosity is like, you learn stuff every day, right? Found out you're wrong.
I learn something new every day. And I will change my mind if I learn something that's contradictory.
Every day you find out you are more right about things.
Well, I know one thing I'm right about is that Georgia is going to be punished if they proceed with this case. They have a new prosecutor.
Yeah. I heard about that. I don't think that's going to, I don't know. I haven't even read it. I don't care.
Well, go ahead and waste more money, Georgia. I have some family relation to the new lawyer. Oh, because he's Greek? Yeah. I know.
Yeah, you're not Greek. I mean, your wife's not Greek.
I married him.
Well, you married. She is not. She is Greek. She grew up Greek. She did 23andMe, and they all found out they were Italian. Come on!
There is
And
some
then they decided,
lines.
you know what? We've gone in this direction already. We're not leaving the Greek church or the Catholic church. It's fine.
Greek.
It's fine. She's culturally
Big Yaya is convinced that the lines were incorrect, and Big Yaya is the great grandmother.
And she is a forensics science person. So I'm sure she would know.
Been tested?
Yes, there have been others that have been tested that came
They're
from
all Italian?
other islands in Greece. So it is
Very
interesting.
close to Italy.
Yes, very close.
Like the island of
I would love to find out.
Like this on island.
It would be great. I never did 23andMe, but I would love to have done it and found out. Oh, no, you're not German at all. Like, oh, really? I lose all that baggage. Oh, that's fantastic. Am I like Slavic or something?
the last name is Haisler, but also the two S's in the middle.
Everything is bad. Bad Von. I mean, what is it? Strikes fear in everyone. I think back to like this 5th grade teacher. I never really had much. It was 8th grade. It was the first day of school, and calling the names, call and roll. And she gets to my name, Eric Von Hessler, and she goes, "Oh, I want to talk to you later about your heritage." I don't ever remember actually having a conversation with her about it, but now I look back and I'm like, why was she so interested in my heritage?
So I had someone say, with my last name is Fischer.
Yeah, it's German.
And the person asked me, like, what is the last name? And I spelled it, and they're like, oh, nice. They said, oh, good German spelling.
let's not hurt. You know, we have a lot of. You know, I saw a poll that says that at least 35% of the German people today don't like what went down in the 30s.
Yeah.
There's most, you know.
I would say it's a lot more than that.
No, it is. My wife, I have to tell my wife, sarcasm. You don't have to answer sarcasm.
The Brits should know. She's a Brit. I'm a Brit. We should know you're being sarky.
We do have an answer, by the way, on who owns the most stocks in Costco, if you'd like it.
Autumn Fisher with a great German spelling.
With her chicken bakes.
Vanguard, number 1, 9.5% of shares, followed by BlackRock.
Oh, yeah! Come on, keep on fighting the man, Fisher.
Number 3, State Street Global Advisors, 4.1%.
Yeah, it's all the heavyweight horribles.
Well, to be fair,
I think I got my 401k in Vanguard, by the way.
I know I do too. But they own it, or maybe they own the most of it. But I don't think that they're making decisions, are they?
No, yeah, that's what that means. You get to if you own the most share. Hold on. Okay, no, it's not having nothing to do with Costco. Just if you own the most shares of a company, you have the biggest voice at the table.
I'm just saying though, then why would Costco not get crappier the way that
Because
everything
they
is
do
so
it
crappy?
because they have the things that you like that they've done, like keeping DEI and stuff like that, is a public relations stunt. It's not, believe me, if it was hitting the bottom line, they would step in and make sure, but they're showing that no, this is a lost
the
leader.
other things do hit the bottom line.
But people do understand a lost leader. It's a business thing to do, a lost leader. And it makes you, not only does it work, it gets people in, and they weigh things like this. Hey, a headline that says that we could have raised it by 50 cents and we decided not to is going to help us bring in more people that we can sell crates of toilet paper to. So, I mean, that's what, but believe me, if it somehow it hit overall, everything is still working and everybody's making money and the public relations are good at this point. So they'll do it. No corporation ever does anything actually for the customer. It's an evaluation that says, hey, most customers, you know, and I got to say, Autumn, well, you bought into that one. Most customers are going to feel favorably about our brand if we do this, and we're not going to lose money. So let's do that. But they don't. Nobody ever says, you know what? Let's do something nice for our customers. That never.
But I mean, either way, I enjoy that. So I'll take that versus not.
Hey, look, I talk these people down all the time, and where do I get my paycheck from? A private equity group. So we're all roped in. And by the way,
the perfection is that gets in the way of
perfection is
of
the enemy of the good
of your face.
of the good. Yeah, but of your face. Perfection is the enemy of your face.
That's what I say when I put makeup on. Don't worry.
What you're looking for is perfection is the enemy of the good.
Yes.
So
you gotta do
So
something.
in reality, just say I enjoy the experience relatively shopping at Costco over other places, but don't buy into the idea that they actually care and they're doing things because they're good.
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
But I won't put all my eggs in that basket as far as like, oh, they care about me. But it's like, while I'm there and while I like shopping there, I'll pretend that they like me and, you know.
Sure. It's like, you know what? It's your own version. It's your low-level, broke-ass version of virtual reality.
Yes, but it's real.
Well, it's not real. It's real.
At least if it's going to be owned by different private equity groups, at least it's split, unlike contributing to Amazon like Autumn's talking about. Because I agree, I like going to Costco a lot more than shopping there than shopping on Sam's Couch.
Do they click? Is it called Sam's Couch? Did you go on?
I do like Sam's Couch. You get a lot accomplished. But no, sitting on your couch, on your chair, oh, get this.
See, I have felt like that too, but now that like the kids have gotten older, it's a little bit more difficult to shop for them. And so going to a place and looking around and being like, hey, you know what? I think that this person might like this thing that I wouldn't have thought of. Because when you go on Amazon, you kind of have to like think about what you want and then get it.
Here's the good
It's
news.
like shopping.
ChatGPT will create an entire shopping list for you for Amazon that remembers.
No, that's not Christmassy.
I know. I'm just kidding. I would never do it that
You
way.
would
I'm
never.
saying is if you want a personal flavor to it, just go to ChatGPT. They know who you are. They'll give you a personal flavor. And all the things.
Marlo loves me.
Yeah. See, and Marlo, by the way, is going to bankrupt the world. So.
My friend, she would never do that to me.
No, not Marlo.
Oh my goodness. So, hey, listen, I want to say to people, this is Friday. It's beautiful outside. I want people to be in a happy mood, but get yourselves prepared. This economy is wobbling. It is top heavy. It is wobbling. Look at Wall Street on NASDAQ gains again after 2 days where it's like, well, this whole AI thing doesn't look like it. There's a headline. Maybe I can get to it later. I don't want to waste people's time while I look for it. But oh no, here it is.
People love that on the radio.
Oh no, they do.
Or something.
So J.P. Morgan, one of the big banks, in order to pay for this whole AI infrastructure, data center, everything, you got to get loans like crazy. And J.P. Morgan, this is the headline, calls out AI spending. Says $650 billion in annual revenue are required to deliver a mere 10% return on the AI build-out. That is equivalent to a $35 payment from every iPhone user or $180 from every Netflix subscriber in perpetuity.
Forever.
Forever. So you've got people on Wall Street going, we got a lot of money in this, and now J.P. Morgan is saying, basically, I think that OpenAI made $20 billion last year. So we're looking at a future where they, or together, the AI companies are going to have to make $650 billion in annual revenue. That's not profit, but that's annual revenue. I think right now they're at about, at least OpenAI, I think it might be at 180 or something like that.
Their gross turnover needs to be that.
Right. And
in order to turn a profit of 10%.
Their products would have to be so good that you would get $180 a month from every Netflix subscriber in perpetuity. That's what would be needed to say we invested and it paid off. So what I'm saying is, get it together, because we went through the dot-com crash, we went through the big crash in 2008. I'm not predicting anything. All I'm doing is I'm telling you this economy is wobbly, and it's top-heavy wobbly, and basically, talking about eggs in a basket, we talked about this yesterday, that's our economy. We have all of our eggs in the AI basket. That's masking the fact that we do have several sectors of the economy that, if not already in recession, are falling into recession, but building out these data centers and all this investment is the only thing that's keeping us top line not going into a recession. And when people who have put their money into all of these stocks start looking at things like this J.P. Morgan report, and they start asking themselves, am I really going to get a payoff from all this money? You know what else they're doing? And be careful. I got to look at mine. I think they're trying to clear the way because there's really not enough money on the planet to borrow to do this, given what is available. So now guess what they're looking at?
401ks.
Life insurance plans. Money that people have been putting in. Now, I would imagine you would have to opt in and say, hey, I believe that for the next few years this is going to rock and roll, so I want to be a part of it. But watch out. Watch out. It's bad enough for the economy. You don't want it taking down your life savings or your life insurance at the same time. I'm just saying watch out. I'm not predicting anything, and I'm not an economologist. But there's a certain level. Hey, you know what? Common sense is overrated, actually, because it's kind of common. But every once in a while, you don't have to be an economologist. You just say, yeah, wasn't I taught my whole life by every side to diversify? Aren't you told that your portfolio you should diversify?
Absolutely.
By all the people who are running the country and not doing that, putting all of our eggs into one basket, AI. So I'm just saying, because I care about people who listen to this show, I'm not predicting anything. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm saying, get your stuff together and be ready. Because
we've had indicators for a while. So
I know, but there's the hubris of right now the people who do investing. If you are the type that calls your broker all the time, at this point, seeing all the money that's being made on the NASDAQ, you'll be like, hey, how come we're not in this? And so there's pressure. Like the guy who's managing your money doesn't want to be left behind. So as long as the stuff is still kind of going, no matter what he knows from college or whatever, his clients are going to go, hey, if you're not going to make me money with this, I'll take my money somewhere else. It's a real kind of They call that a perfect storm. So get your umbrellas.
Are you starting to consider a new roof, but not sure if it's needed or what it might cost?
Tim Andrews, if you're going to impersonate Scott Slade, you might want to add a little bottom.
A little bottom
A
to
little
it.
bass. Yeah.
Where I'm working on that.
Well, you don't have to impersonate me. We're both here for FGA Roofing.
I know that.
FGA Roofing offers their free drone assessment. And you'll know if it just needs a fix, a rejuvenation, or a new roof. They'll quote you a price, and if you mention Scott Slade, they'll take $750 off the quote.
What about me?
Mention Tim Andrews, they'll take $750 off the quote.
That's $1,500.
If you mention both of us, and here's the best part, that quote is good for 1 year.
With your good credit, you can take advantage of their 000 offer. That's 0 down payment, 0 payments for 18 months, and 0 interest.
They offer all types of roofs, from architectural or any of the high-end roofs like Slade.
Take the first step now and set up an appointment at fgaroofing.com. That's fgaroofing.com.
Or just Google FGA Roofing.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers, it's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
More local news.
Wild scene at a Covington Walmart after an employee.
85 south out of Brookhaven, crowded beginning past Claremont. The Sunnyside community may have been impacted by this tornado.
Atlanta's morning news.
Monday morning at 5.
This is a complicated, controversial subject.
Wake up with 95.5 WSB.
How Atlanta starts its day.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News.
Weather.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, the DeKalb County School Board names Dr. Norman Sauce interim superintendent. He served as acting superintendent since the resignation of Dr. Devon Horton. The board is giving Sauce a 1-year contract. Board Chair Deirdre Pierce praises Sauce for strong leadership over the past month. Horton stepped down as superintendent following a federal indictment in a kickback scheme from his time working at a district in northern Illinois. He's pleaded not guilty. The Fulton County election meddling case against President Trump is still alive for now. Prosecuting Attorneys Council Executive Director Pete Skandalakis will take over the case himself. Former Gwinnett County District Attorney Danny Porter says it's not surprising Skandalakis couldn't find someone else to take over the case.
There just aren't any other offices that have the resources to handle a case this size.
A status hearing in the case is set for December 1st. U.S. Marshals arrest a fugitive wanted for murder in DeKalb County. 38-year-old Raphael Sims of Stone Mountain was taken into custody in Chamblee for killing his cousin, 25-year-old Jeremy Sims, earlier this month. No word on a motive. Sims has been taken to the DeKalb County Jail where he's held without bond. With the government shutdown over, Rachel Scott reports those who rely on SNAP benefits are starting to see their accounts get replenished.
The 42 million Americans who rely on these SNAP benefits, right? Many of them have already started to see payments start to flow to them. The rest of the Americans that haven't gotten it yet will start to see payments start to flow throughout the rest of the weekend.
The Georgia Department of Human Services says those who received only partial SNAP benefits in November will get the rest of them next Tuesday. The city of Woodstock names Roland Castro as the sole finalist for the position of police chief. His first day leaving the department will be December 8th. The city launched a nationwide search after Chief Robert Jones announced his retirement earlier this year. Castro has nearly 3 decades of law enforcement experience. He served most recently as deputy police chief in Johns Creek. It's now 3:32. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
What a mess on the south side perimeter, Bill. Travel advisory, jackknife tractor trailer crash, still in 2 right lanes, 285 eastbound, the outer loop is Boulder Crest Road, exit 51, slow back to Jonesboro Road. Now before that, it looks like a crash coming out of the airport tunnels, 285 eastbound,
the outer loop before I-75. That as well as in multiple right lanes, so just really bad, just south of I-20 on that south side perimeter. If you're traveling into downtown, 75-85 north packs in. Highway 166, Langford Parkway, pretty much up into Midtown. Southbound delays out of Buckhead and Northwest Atlanta, both of those budgeted about a half hour to make that trek down to I-20. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Blue skies and sunshine today, warming up to a high of 73. Temperatures falling to the mid-40s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 76. A few clouds moving through on Sunday, breezy at times, high 73.
Right now it's 74 in Alpharetta, 72 in Covington, also 72 in Douglasville. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The holidays are almost here. Let Zerorez help get your home looking its best. Hey, it's Patrick, owner of Zerorez. Right now, when you schedule 3 rooms of carpet cleaning at just $45 a room, we'll clean a hallway for only $1 more. Just mention WSB when you book. That's 3 rooms at $45 each and a hallway for just $1. Schedule today at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean. If your home smells musty and moldy, don't wait. Moisture and mold not only produce that old home smell, it can even weaken your home's foundation. At American Crawl Space Solutions, we stop the problem at its source. From encapsulation and waterproofing to mold remediation and foundation repair, we give you the right solution without high-pressure sales tactics. Get peace of mind with American Crawl Space Solutions, your best value in crawl space repair.
American Crawl Space Solutions, foundations too.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling Mylan. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, Mylan closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, Mylan wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a walk-in closet, master closet, or pantry, unlock the true potential of your storage areas in time for the holidays. Schedule your free design consultation today at artisancustomclosets.com and reward yourself with affordable luxury this holiday season.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problem solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Sort of digging, only to find
Getting you the answers you need now. Channel 2 never stops advocating for you.
An investigation regarding your top stock.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
The Atlanta Symphony Orchestra warmly invites you to revel in the joy of the season at the Coca-Cola Holiday Concerts. Enjoy beloved carols, hymns, orchestral favorites, and more. Starting December 11th at Symphony Hall. Details at aso.org.
WSB is your home of the Dogs.
Stocks defines Noah Thomas caught at the 50.
The eyes of Texas will be on Georgia tomorrow.
Breaks a tackle 35, angling this way between the hash mark.
Pre-game for the top 10 SEC Showdown begins at 3:30.
Weaves back 10, 5.
Kickoff at 7:30.
Touchdown!
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
Noah Thomas all the way!
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
UGA plays Texas.
Huge game tomorrow.
Arch Manning still terrible, or is he better?
He's playing better. I wouldn't say he's great, but he certainly
He's not
is
matching
playing
the hype. That'll probably never happen.
Texas has a loaded team. They're loaded, and
I
they're
know.
finally
You still got to have a quarterback.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be saying go Dogs.
That's right. Matthew McConaughey.
I just don't abide, another man coming in there just because his name is Manning doesn't mean he's going to be, great.
So you've turned it. You're now a Dogs fan.
I still want the Longhorns to win everything, but tomorrow I'm rooting for the Dogs.
You say horns down, Matthew?
And I just go Dogs.
Don't you work for that organization?
I do, but it's okay. Go Dogs.
Hey, listen, it doesn't mean that he can't have an opinion.
He can do whatever he wants in my
All right, whatever your name is these days, American English Nick, naturalized Nick. I like that.
Nicholas.
Nicholas Parsons.
Yeah. That's the one that started it.
That's the one that got the old call. That's right. He's here. This is English Nick because it's time for some Toodle Pips. We don't really know what it means, but it's just stories that hopefully won't make you upset, I guess. I don't know. Toodle Pip kind of thing.
It reminds me, I was somewhere out and about, like I always am, doing events and stuff, and somebody was like, say Toodle Pip. So I said it a couple of times to this lady throughout the evening or afternoon. She was so happy.
And you made her day.
Made her day. Made her evening.
Isn't that nice? So you have that power.
It's easy.
You have that power to make people happy. Sometimes when you're in radio, you make somebody happy, and they're very happy because you did what they wanted to do. And then, depending on what point you are in your career, they go home to their McMansion, and you go home to, living with 7 other people and sharing a pizza.
Yeah.
But you think to yourself, yeah, but I made somebody happy.
That's right.
Maybe staying in radio is worth it.
Yeah. I went back to my first floor apartment.
Yes. All right, what do you got?
I got this from Variety.com. Wicked man who grabbed Ariana Grande on the Singapore red carpet is charged in court with, what's he charged with? He is charged with, he jumped out. That was the thing. He jumped out on her. Faces a fine of up to $2,000. And, so what's her name? Cynthia.
Did you see me step in?
Cynthia.
Oh, yes, did you step in and save her?
Fierce.
Of course I did.
I love you.
She's my little Ari.
You always look after Ari.
I will always protect her.
The guy did not look as crazy as I expected him to look.
No, he looked like silly.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
He's the same guy that jumped out for Katy Perry. It's the
Oh,
same
that's
guy.
his thing.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Okay, so he's like the male version of the kissing bandit from the 70s. Remember her? Morgana. She would jump out on the field and kiss the baseball players during the games.
The charge is being a public nuisance. That's what they call it. He's a
That's what
public
it is.
nuisance.
Well, the thing is, I think the charge would be more than that. First of all, this is Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Singapore, they don't play around. So
Yeah.
you don't have to, you don't have to worry about it. This person's going to pay a price. They do not play games in Singapore.
Neither do I.
And neither, he's already
Try
dealt with
Cynthia.
Cynthia. But I think it's terroristic. It's like, I'm sure there was a moment there where she thought, I'm going to die. Because,
You have no idea what this person is.
somebody took a shot at Trump. You got the Charlie Kirk thing. You got, a history of celebrities that this has happened to. I'm sure there was a moment there where she thought, oh my goodness,
You can see in the video that Ariana Grande is
You would too.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you're the biggest dude in the room. If you're not expecting something, and by the time you notice it's happening, they're right there on you. You just have to say, "Oh, I'm glad they didn't have a gun or a knife." At that point, Houdini. Yeah,
Houdini.
What about Houdini?
He got punched. Remember, he got punched unexpectedly, and that's how he died.
No,
he was doing
He was doing a stunt.
no. We're conflating here. He got punched, and I can't remember why. And
Because sucker punched him.
Right, but he died upside. He died because he was trying to escape from a chamber of water. He was upside down, Yes, but also, hold on. Also, I can't remember the reason why, but he didn't realize that he was suffering from some sort of organ failure because of the punch that had happened before they put him in. Now I don't know
Appendix.
oh no, wait a minute. Is the appendix burst?
Yeah, he passed away by a ruptured appendix.
Because he got punched.
What, did he get punched? Does that cause a ruptured appendix? That sounds like an old wives' tale or a middle-aged wives' tale. I don't know. That would be odd. It should be a middle-aged wife.
I mean, your appendix
I
can
thought that was really funny. And nobody reacted to it at all.
Your appendix
refusing
can
to react to
rupture,
it.
right? Anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that would be
It was a sucker punch. Oh, did not cause his death because he died 6 days later after the punch, and it was caused from a bacterial infection.
It says here that he bragged, though. So he asked this college kid, Jay Gordon Whitehead, who's the one that punched him. He said, "Look how strong my abdominal strength, my core strength is." And the kid punched him multiple times. Then, yeah, as Autumn said, it passed away a couple days later.
Well, no, but he was upside. They had to remove him from this. Now, hold on. Now, I am thinking of the movie, I think, where Tony Curtis plays him. So it might be that they may have jazzed that up at the end. I'm not sure. But
I don't think he died doing a stunt.
Right. I think in the movie, if I remember, which I saw 190 years ago, they pull him out of the water tank because he's not going to get out, and then he dies, and then it's because of whatever was going on internally before the thing.
Grok says no, Harry Houdini did not die from water. So
all right, his name wasn't Harry.
Well, I think
you know what his name was? I used to always, when I was a kid, I would always figure out. No, anybody named Eric. His name was Eric. I can't remember his last name, but I would always find out.
Eric Weiss.
Yes, I also think George Orwell. His name was Eric, I believe.
Wow.
We got to look at it.
Wow. I like how you're like, you were wrong about something, so you're like, hey, you know what? His name was Eric.
Yeah. How about that? Who knows more? I went through, can I tell you something? I went through a phase when I was probably in I don't know, 5th grade or something. I really got into Houdini.
Oh, okay.
And at one time, in our backyard in Memphis, we had lines to hang clothes on to get dry, you know? And I tried to see if I could walk across the line. Because in the stories I was reading that he had done that, you know, when he was a kid. And I didn't break any bones, but I also didn't make it across to the other side. That's for sure. Am I wrong? Is his name Eric?
Yes. Eric Weiss.
Eric Weiss.
Eric Weiss, but he does spell with a K. It's E-R-I-K.
That's the best year.
No, he's C-K, right?
This is just K.
Well, it still has a K.
Right, Eric.
Close. Are you trying to steal Houdini from me?
Well, he's closer to me than he is to you.
Apparently.
How come you didn't change your name after all these famous people that you grew up with changed their name from Eric?
From Eric?
Yeah.
I decided somebody needed to claim it. So
I would have been 6% more famous.
Yeah, I changed my last name once.
Mitch.
Oh, you did?
When I was doing comedy, I liked the name Alton. I thought Eric Alton. To me, that sounds like if you hear, hey, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Alton. He's like, that guy's probably pretty funny. Eric Alton. That sounds like a funny comedian.
It rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah.
Would you say in the South, Alton?
I know. It's too guttural. None of like syllable.
If you're an evidence, Eric Alton.
And then for a while, I changed my act. I changed my act for a while. This actually worked for a while. Where I just got on stage and I was really, really mad. And just the whole act was I was mad. And for some reason, I called myself Eric Presley through that period of time.
E. Presley.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, Eric Presley.
Comedy, percussive sounds in
I
there.
remember one of the jokes was like I was really, really worked up and I was frothing and I was talking about how my kindergarten teacher, I did something nice and then she took she licked a star and she put it on my forehead and I remember embodying like I was so angry about it and then it was very, but I'll tell you something, it was so overwhelming, the anger stuff. It actually did work. I think the only reason I stopped doing it was because I can't go up there and be angry. I can't pull a bobcat and like for 20 years do like one thing that I'm not. Anyway, and also I'm not as funny as he is. There's that as well. All right, we'll be back.
Don't be late because you're Outsource your commute with the navigation app.
Spicy Come and Travel Advisory. Yeah, they're in 2 left lanes.
Depend on us.
Some delays if they shut that ramp
To
down.
make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB, how Atlanta gets there.
Attention, Georgia homeowners. What if your windows actually paid you back? I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain. Hey, it's Ray, owner of Window Comfort. At Window Comfort, our factory direct windows are so energy efficient that most homeowners see their power bills drop enough to cover their monthly payment. And right now, you can get buy 2, get 2 windows free. Plus, we're going to throw in free installation when you schedule your free estimate this month. And here's my guarantee. If your energy bills don't drop by at least 35% in the first 12 months, we're going to pay you the difference in cash. I'm that confident. Every window we install is backed by a double lifetime warranty, and they're built specifically for Georgia. You have nothing to lose and everything to save. Beat the cold this year. It takes 30 seconds to see if you qualify. Go to windowcomfort.com.
Terms and conditions apply. See windowcomfort.com. Better prices, better deals. Window Comfort, made just for you. Window Comfort.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea of what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact-check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. 2 homes, same street, same layout, but one had an orchard sign and sold for a whole lot more. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's why that matters. The first seller went the traditional route. Weeks of showings, price drops, frustration. In the end, they settled for less. The second seller chose Orchard and got ahead. Their agent knew what buyers wanted, made smart upgrades, and marketed the home like a pro. It sold fast and for top dollar. And here's the kicker. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that seller had already moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No last-minute cleanings, no strangers walking through during dinner, no stress. You're not stuck. You don't have to wait. You can move now and still sell for more. Start your free home valuation today at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
Does this sound like you, or every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation, so call QC Kinetics today. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
All right. right, English Nick. We don't have a whole hell of a lot of time
This
left.
is a quick one.
Right.
And,
Are you wearing a Michael Jackson T-shirt?
no, this is the Killer Mike T-shirt.
Oh, okay, great. All right.
But they're similar.
Well, it's a child. It's a child's face.
It's Killer Mike as a kid on the shirt.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm all for and about Killer Mike. So.
Killer Mike for mayor of Atlanta next
I
time.
went to his show at the Tabernacle a few years ago and got the shirt. It's just amazing life. White Snake frontman David Coverdale has announced his retirement. He's not going to go again.
Oh,
there we go again. He says it's time for him to hang up the touring boots and call it a day. 70, was he 76?
Yeah, he still looks relatively
74,
good.
74.
You know what? Can we salute somebody who's very top of the game, rock star, who just said, you know what?
Yeah.
I came, I conquered.
Yeah.
It's time for me to, spend a few years, put my feet up, enjoy myself.
Hang my hat.
You don't have to keep doing the grind. You don't have to keep doing the grind.
Does he have a hot tub?
I'm sure he does. I would imagine. And probably needs a little more chlorine than I do.
Okay.
He lives, I believe he lives in Tahoe these days.
Aha.
And,
here we go again. Here I go again. That whole song
Yeah.
thing. That was a remake. It was a cover.
I thought that White Snake wrote it originally, then redid it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
White Snake covered their own
song.
Because their first couple of albums are more bluesy
Very
rock,
much
not
so.
like the metal kind of hair metal thing they ended up in.
Yeah.
And so that was on one of the things. It was like a bluesy track.
Yeah.
And then so they just made it again in their new style and became huge.
I just had a conversation about that with Joel Hoekstra from TSO, who
Oh,
was in
yeah.
White Snake.
Oh, look at that. TSO being the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yes, I'm going to put it out as a podcast on Monday.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to put it on your regular show 5 weeks from now.
No. Hey, dog.
Take that Manning down, huh? That's more important.
Well, now they like Manning.
Well, that's cool. So you got into conversations about it.
Yeah, I brought that up. Yeah, he was cool
Okay.
about it.
So we'll be on Monday?
Monday, look for the podcast. I didn't mean to
Podcast.
interject. But
Oh, no, you did.
Shane was
It was not accidental. I mean, come on, I didn't mean to.
the
You know,
Tim
but-
Andrews podcast.
Unless you have Tourette's, so you did mean to.
Hey,
All right, you got
it can happen, the Tourette's.
all right, Dave Coverdale, great ride, sir. And I want to say
Salute
more
him.
people who are in their mid-70s
Oh.
who not only have done it and been there, but are still financially sound. Look, if you got, if you got,
Willie Nelson.
well, no, Willie's different.
Willie doesn't.
Willie's different.
Willie can do it until he
McCartney's
pops.
different. Bob Dylan's different. These are people who want to die on the road. I mean, it's
Vince
like
Neil,
they're,
listen up.
exactly. And nobody goes to see Willie Nelson expecting him to do splits on stage. They get it. He's 94. He's going to come out. He's going to say,
jump.
he's going to say,
That's what I want. Might as well. Jump.
on the road again.
No.
On the road again.
Just can't wait to get home again. I would like to take a nap all afternoon.
Bob Dylan, Willie Nelson, these guys live.
Yeah.
They live on their tour bus. This is what they want to do. McCartney is a little bit different. He just loves being an entertainer and wants to keep doing it. But I just put them in a little bit of different categories. From just the average rock and roll band, if you're in your mid-70s and you've got a lot of money and you recognize that, maybe the band doesn't sound as good as it used to, just go ahead and say, hey, it was a good run. It's okay. A few more should do that rather than, us having to listen to people crack up there.
Who's is not like that. Alice Cooper's older,
He
but he's
still
looked after
sounds
himself.
like Alice Cooper.
And he has a band. He has
Yeah.
a band of younger players who absolutely
Yeah.
kill it every night. It's
The
amazing.
last full show I saw of Alice Cooper, it was on YouTube. It was a Halloween show, and I think it was from like 2016, which I recognize now. It's almost a decade ago, but he was older then. I saw him in 1978, I think, when I was 14, and he was great. But I think it's just the way that he sings. It's somewhat guttural, and he doesn't have to pull from his vocal cords so much.
No
Like that
drinking,
from-
drugs, or smoking.
No drinking or drugs since the 80s. I mean, believe me, there was plenty before, like 1985. But
The guy from Starship?
Oh, he can still do it.
Starship?
yeah, he can.
Incredible.
Yeah, he can still go up there. But here's the thing with Alice Cooper: keep going to see Alice Cooper as long as he can, twirl that baton thing in his hand.
That cane.
Because that says to me, like I just saw a clip of him from like a month ago somewhere, and he's still twirling that thing. And it's like, okay, that tells me you've got everything you need because your voice is still there. So they have to assess. Do I have money? Okay, now am I as good as I used to be? You can keep doing it. Do I have money and the band kind of sounds terrible now? Retire and enjoy yourselves. English Nick,
You got
We
it.
never want you to retire because we enjoy yourself.
I wouldn't know that too.
Thank you, sir.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doorbell. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, if you're bringing some friends over to tailgate this fall or cook out or having the family for Thanksgiving later, do what I've just done and call Wise Guys Pro Wash. They've got my house and driveway, my patio spotless, even the wooden gates out back. They even cleaned the roof, and I didn't even have to be there. The crew used the top equipment in the industry in their soft wash and kept my home safe and damage-free. You call them. First-time customers mention my name, Chris Chandler, and book now to get $70 off your first wash at WiseGuysProWash.com.
I'm in almost every school lesson class. I go to school with your children. We say the pedagogy tips together. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story left in limbo after the federal indictment of their superintendent. The DeKalb County School Board today names a replacement.
Dr. Norman Sauce is now interim superintendent, extending his contract to 1 year. He was acting superintendent after former super Devon Horton was indicted on criminal charges from his time in education in Illinois. Dr. Sauce has over 26 years experience as a teacher, coach, assistant principal, and district administrator in public education. The district says Dr. Sauce has undergone a background check, review of credit history, and other measures to ensure he is vetted for this position. Mary Ryan Howarth, 95.5 WSB.
71 degrees in Atlanta, mid-40s tomorrow morning. How much of a warm-up in the afternoon? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A new prosecutor in the Fulton County election interference case against President Trump.
The executive director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia will now take over the helm of the sweeping election interference case. In a statement, Pete Skandalakis says several prosecutors were contacted to take over the case, but they all declined. This comes as no surprise to former Gwinnett County DA Danny Porter, who's a former chair of the council.
There just aren't any other offices that have the resources to handle a case this size.
Skandalakis says he's in the process of reviewing all of the evidence so he can make an informed decision on how to proceed. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee sets a pretrial hearing for December 1st to discuss the status of the case. Atlanta police make an arrest today in a deadly shooting at Greenbrier Mall. 29-year-old Caleb Kirksey is charged with murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during a felony. Police say Kirksey and a 28-year-old man got into an argument prior to the shooting Thursday afternoon. Kirksey is held without bond at the Fulton County Jail. The college football coach known from the Netflix show Last Chance U has died after he was shot on the campus of a California community college Thursday. Police in Oakland say the suspect is under arrest in the shooting death of John Bean. He coached at Laney College and was featured in the 2020 season of the docuseries. DeKalb County offers UPS a $150 million incentive for a major fix-up project at its Doraville facility.
The tax break structure will save the company $10 million over a decade while still providing needed revenue to DeKalb County and its school district, according to Decide DeKalb President Dorian DeBar.
We are excited that UPS has decided to actually invest in this facility here in DeKalb County, and we are going to retain about 1,700 jobs.
But the modernization of the decades-old facility will also eliminate hundreds of part-time positions due to automation. Amid broader company restructuring, UPS has recently closed over 90 facilities and eliminated 34,000 jobs nationwide. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A federal appeals court upholds the hate crime convictions of 3 white men who chased and killed Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick 5 years ago. It took the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals more than a year to rule after the defendants argued that racist messages did not prove they targeted Arbery because of his race. Prosecutors used those messages in 2022 to show the killing was racially motivated. They're already serving life sentences for murder. A truck driver says his life flashed before his eyes. He narrowly escapes after a train hits his truck at the intersection of Covington Highway and Turner Hill Road in DeKalb County.
The driver luckily was able to remove himself from the vehicle moments before the truck was struck by the train.
DeKalb Fire Captain Jason Daniel says the truck was a car-hauling carrier with multiple vehicles on it that got stuck on the track. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says the Trump administration is infuriating people by gaslighting them on affordability. Greene says the administration does deserve a lot of credit for lowering inflation and holding it steady. However, she says that does not bring prices down. Her recent criticism of Republicans has led to President Trump saying Greene has lost her way. Someone could walk away with almost $1 billion from tonight's Mega Millions drawing. The jackpot now $965 million. It is 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Not a good start on the south side perimeter. Bill still working multiple crashes. First one, 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-75, exit 58 in Clayton County. Crash knocking out 2 right lanes. It's real slow back to I-85. Take Godby Road over to Forest Parkway. You can re-enter 75, head up to 285 as an alternate. But we also got a crash past that, 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-6, at Boulder Crest Road, exit 51. That's in 2 right lanes. Also slowing 675 northbound, trying to ramp onto that south side perimeter. Not to be outdone, we got trouble on I-75 in Kennesaw. Stephanie Stallworth.
It's a slow ride for you now coming in from Alatoona Gateway 75 southbound. The crash up ahead at Chastain Road, only your right lane squeezing you by the scene. Folks are trying Highway 41 to use that as the option. Another crash 75 south near 285 closer in, and trouble spots in the northwest elsewhere. Highway 140 west of 575 and also 92 near Main Street. From the Kuwait Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Fair skies this evening. Temperatures falling to the mid-40s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, very warm. High 76. A few clouds passing by on Sunday. Highs in the low 70s.
71 in Canton, 72 in Decula, 72 in Peachtree City. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
All right, what is this? Breaking news. Trump orders DOJ to probe ties between Epstein and high-profile figures. Days after release of Epstein emails mentioning Trump. By the way, again,
into the hoax.
Yeah, why would you do that? You just said it was a hoax.
I'm going to prove it's a hoax.
By having an investigation. The whole idea was, what I realized, so you had the handful of emails that were first released by the Democrats, right?
Earlier this week.
And what they did is they redacted names like Virginia Guiffer. I can't ever say her name. Giuffre. When it wasn't necessary, she didn't have to be protected because she was dead. And so the idea being, Democrats like the idea that people would be like, well, who was it? Who was Trump with? Who, you know, they would go like that, and you wouldn't know. And her book, her memoir, she said Trump was always a perfect gentleman around her. So by redacting that name, they kind of let people go, ooh, who is he alone with? You know, and all that. So that's one game played by the Democrats. Then the Republicans released these 22,000 emails. Now, what you need to understand about this is that they didn't release it as a PDF. Like, if they had released it as a PDF, then all reporters could just go to it and, like, search for the name Trump. Show me how many times that comes up. Search for this. Search for Bill Gates, whatever. They didn't do that. The Republicans didn't do that. They released 22,000 separate images of the pages. So as a reporter, remember I said yesterday people are going to press too soon. There's no context here. You have to actually read 22,000 of these things separately and then remember, oh, wait a minute. 3,000 ago, somebody that's connected. You see what I'm saying? It makes it difficult on reporters that if you would release it as a PDF, you can just go through it through search words, keywords, and figure it out. And so basically what's happening here is both sides are trying to win this battle without revealing too much.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Presumably, because a full unfettered release of this information would harm each side equally, or both sides would be harmed. And so that's what you got. The first thing for the Democrats, and they get cute by redacting a name that didn't need to be redacted. And then, oh yeah, well, we're going to throw 22,000 of them out there, but no reporter can actually go through all 22,000 unless they have the greatest memory in history as they're reading them to put the thing together.
Did you see the funny one that was released today?
Was it funny in the sense that we understood the context?
I think it's Mike Epstein and Jeff Epstein, so I assume that's his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I'm with Bannon right now, and one of them says, oh, does he have the photo of Don, Bill Clinton? And so now all the stuff that's going around is that Trump...
yeah, but here's the thing.
But I'm just saying, it's
very
this
difficult,
distracting
right.
meme.
Well, I mean, there's real stuff there.
Yeah.
The problem is the way that it has been released, you just don't, again, I said yesterday, everyone involved is an unreliable narrator. And then you've got Epstein who at times could be saying that he has more power than he does. And then you've got Steve Bannon involved. Was he basically just kind of keeping an eye on? Because at this point, Bannon was very much a part of what Trump was doing. Leading up to the first administration and into the first administration. And like Bannon and Michael Wolff, the reporter, and Epstein are constantly... Yeah, and Soon Yi shows up. It really is.
Just a smoking gun.
And I really feel like it's because of the way that these 22,000 emails were released, it's very difficult to try to figure out the thread here because it was released as 22,000 separate images that aren't related to each other.
Can I get
mad? And then you're reading a thread, you know. Yeah. Well, let me just finish. Not only do you have the unreliable narrators, you also have people who are being snarky sometimes, joking sometimes. There's the part in there about Hillary and Vince Foster. Appears to me to be a joke. Like, I don't know. Is it real? Do you really know something? Or is he just joking about it? It's very, very difficult to put it all in context. But the one thing that you don't need context for is when you count, or even, not necessarily counting, but when you see all of the huge names worldwide who were connected to this guy and emailing back and forth in the 2015, 2016, 2017. This is years after he was a convicted and registered sex offender. And the world leaders from all over the world are all clamoring around this guy. You don't need context to understand that's weird.
Yeah, there's
we don't
something
understand
there.
how he made his money, and even years after being a registered sex offender, he is walking into the homes and the palaces and the whatevers of the richest, most powerful people on the planet, not just the United States. So, you know, there's a lot of there, but the way the two parties are putting these out, they're trying to hurt the other side without hurting themselves. And that's why the context and the through lines are very difficult to figure out.
And for the Democrats, they have done an amazing job flipping the script from the government shutdown, which a lot of people were blaming them for the government reopening and saying that they caved on it.
Right.
They have completely flipped the script and made it about Epstein.
But that was always going to be there when you have, because everyone knew that the Speaker of the House was trying not to swear in this lady from Arizona.
But I think for them, though, because they were getting so much negative press about it, they're like, let's go with this story.
Well, yeah,
let's go with it.
Yeah, but don't think of it, I don't think that they were surprised that, oh, here's an opportunity. I think the reason the people who did it knew, yeah, we're going to get a couple of bad days, but we're also going to get this new person, and the story's going to completely change to these emails. And you can't help but be cynical. I was reading, there's an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal today about how dumb it is and below everybody that we're even talking about these emails now. And you know what? I'm like, okay, what do you have to hide? I hate to be so cynical.
Yes.
There's a New York Times reporter named Landon, I believe, who shows up inside of these things. This guy was a financial reporter, and he ended up losing his job. This is very important. He ended up losing his job because they found out he had this close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. But here's the thing. The emails that have him on it came from his work computer. What does that mean? What that means is, for all these things, 2017, when, I think his emails are in like the 2017 range, those emails have been sitting on New York Times servers since 2017. And even though they got rid of him, knowing that he was too close to Epstein, so New York Times just never went and looked for that correspondence and never reported on it. Why? And so I see that story today. It's like, well, wait a minute. This stuff was sitting on New York Times servers for years. They never went and found it, never reported on it. And then I read, over at Wall Street Journal, the opinion page today, this is ridiculous. That it shows how petty the politics has become that we're talking. Now they're sounding like Trump.
They are. Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal opinion page wants you to believe that it's only tinfoil hat conspiracy people who want this. And again, you just have to ask yourself why, some 8 years after being a convicted sex offender, that this guy is emailing with, every power center and powerful person on the planet.
Yeah, when everyone's
and the Wall Street Journal is like, oh, there's nothing there. This is absurd.
The whole thing, Democrats, Republicans, to what you were saying, is WWE kayfabe, because they have people that they have to protect. So that's what it looks like to me. Here's a little of this. Ooh, here's a little of that.
Yeah. And somehow they're trying to figure out how to beat the other. I think Trump's saying this. We're going to have an investigation. Both sides realize that there are people from both sides who are implicated here. This is my speculation.
That's what
but they can't ignore it. Both sides tried to ignore it. Now they can't. The people aren't letting them ignore it. And so now they're trying to figure out a way to use it to beat the other side without it being used against them in a way that would be effective.
Right, which I don't think there's a way that could happen.
Neither do I.
But, I mean, the fact that everybody's rowing in one direction on this story, like, it's not that important, it's not that big of a deal, says to me that it is a big deal.
There's one where the people that are on this email thread are, the titans of industry here, politicians from here, the Saudi sheiks or something. I mean, it's just insane. Ehud Barak, 36 visits to Jeffrey Epstein's home.
That's normal. He was a good friend. He was the dog sitter.
And the whole thing, that MAGA has to deal with is that no matter what is what, Donald Trump and this guy were best friends for over a decade. And apparently, there's been no pushback to the story that for 2 years they had the same girlfriend. Now, did that happen in your life?
With Jeffrey Epstein?
No, me either. Like, I was never friends with Jeffrey, and almost everybody who knows about the story never met the guy. So our hands are clean. Why are so many people in 2017 willing to be really close to this guy that they know is a registered sex offender?
I see Autumn Fisher's on the list too.
Yeah, well, she was going there for money. As was the cocaine. She liked the cocaine.
I like that booger sugar.
It's delicious.
Let's say hello to Alex Williams. Alex says it's a bumper-to-bumper ride on 285 by the airport.
Yeah, good afternoon, Eric. Big mess down here by that airport. Like you said, crash still in a couple of the right lanes. 285 eastbound, the outer loop right at the ramp tie. 75 exit 58. You're stacked up as you leave by 85. You can take Godby Road over to Forest Parkway as your alternate there. Once you get past that, you'll jam up again on 285 eastbound, the outer loop just past Jonesboro Road due to a crash up ahead at Boulder Crest Road in a couple of right lanes. So big jam down there. Travel advisory continues up in Kennesaw. 75 southbound Chastain Road, exit 271. Crash leaves on the right lane open. Use Highway 41. Already a slow one through downtown Atlanta, Stephanie Stallworth.
Yeah, heading slow southbound with that ride coming in as you head up at 400, down through 75, 85, merging in, down towards 20 before you catch a break there. Northbound near Langford, heading through the Grady Curve, a little better through Midtown, but further northbound. Got that crash, giving you another travel advisory, 85 northbound, over by Shalliver, taking out 2 right travel lanes. This report sponsored by Blindster.com. Blindster.com is a family business making custom blind shades and shutters. Give them a try and see why over 1 million windows have trusted Blindster. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple T Traffic 95.5 WSB.
The FBI is now warning about this huge scam, billion-dollar scam by property tax bill in DeKalb County. Is there anything scarier? Whoa, hold up, Ronald. What are you doing here?
Monday at 9 a.m. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's November, and I'm counting my blessings, my family, my friends, and my Arrow Exterminators team member, Ken. While I'm making my Thanksgiving guest list, I know that Ken, my Arrow team member, has protected my home from all those unwanted guests. Arrow's been family-owned for over 61 years, and with a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee and environmentally friendly solutions. Call for your free pest inspection. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent ya. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Will my hair really grow back? Do I still get to have a birthday party? Can my daddy come into the machine with me? Can you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
Every day, kids at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta ask questions they should never have to. By giving today, you can help us answer them. With your support, our kids get the care and treatment they need. And even a birthday, they'll never forget. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many work workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Now, this whole thing was you still have these outlets like Wall Street Journal trying to convince you it's only conspiracy theorists, tinfoil hat people who, want to know more about these emails. And I will say this, I heard somebody say this today. There is definitely already, you can say that there's a conspiracy here. And I heard it put this way. Conspiracy of silence. There is, at the very least, there is a conspiracy of silence from a whole lot of people. And remember, Ghislaine Maxwell was moved from a hard, heavy-duty prison to a volleyball prison, and she has a puppy. And whenever anybody meets with Ghislaine Maxwell, everybody else is put on lockdown, and she gets the full, lunch hall or whatever with all the people. So there's she's getting a lot of, people involved with sex trafficking usually don't get any perks in prison. So she's being silent. After not being silent and releasing the birthday book, she suddenly has a puppy in a new place. So there is, at the very least, a conspiracy of silence. And also, when you're looking at these things, like I can't draw conclusions from them right now. It's just impossible because they're so scattered, and it's a hard thing to put your mind around. But just looking at all of the people that are involved, I put into ChatGTP, give me a list of all the people found in the Epstein email chain. All right? Just to blow you away. And remember, all of these people are aware of the fact that they are communicating with a convicted, registered sex offender. Prince Andrew, we knew that. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, we knew that. Lord Summers, he was the U.S. Treasury Secretary under Clinton, and then he was the president of Harvard. Michael Wolff, the guy who's written 4 books, anti-Trump books. Catherine Rumler, she was a former White House counsel, I believe, in the Obama administration. Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, an Emirati businessman who corresponded with Epstein about Trump and Steve Bannon. Boris Nikolic, a biotech venture capitalist. Other public figures, Kate Blanchett, Cameron Diaz, David Copperfield, Alan Dershowitz, Glenn Dubin, he's a hedge fund guy, Stephen Hawking, Michael Jackson, George Lucas, Kevin Spacey, Bruce Willis, Les Wexner, some retail mogul. Remember, all of them knew that they were having conversations with a convicted, registered sex offender. That's not the usual outcome for most registered sex offenders. They kind of have to start all over again from ground zero with, let's go back to friend number 1, outside of anybody who's my family member.
He was really
Cellmate.
Huh? Cellmate. That's your buddy. That's your new buddy. Jeffrey Epstein was just really good at keeping his friends and maintaining relationships.
Apparently was. I mean, maybe he just made one hell of a good cup of coffee.
And for Ghislaine, I mean, think about it. Like, when when people go to jail here in Fulton County to Rice Street, you don't get a puppy when you go there?
No, I don't believe. You might be finding this difficult to believe. I don't believe anyone that is imprisoned right now in Georgia. I don't know. Maybe you get puppies when you're at one of these volleyball places, but I have to learn. George Stein was supposed to come in today. We could have asked him, but then where is he?
He's on vacation.
Is he jet setting somewhere around?
Jet setting.
Is he fighting in judo matches in Europe or something?
He didn't tell me. He just said he was going on.
What's that, George?
Yeah.
Alex Williams says there's a crash on 575.
We had a crash 575 south around Holly Springs Parkway, but now we're watching one I-75 southbound in Kennesaw. This is right at Chastain Road, exit number 271. 2 right lanes are blocked. You're jammed up back to Highway 92 in Ackworth. You can use Highway 41 as an alternate. 85 northbound, on and off the brakes out of the cabin in Gwinnett County. Maybe some new trouble 85 south past Pleasant Hill Road will check on that. Multiple crashes on 285 around at the airport on the south side. Stephanie Stallworth.
Again, there's a couple of travel advisories out there, but out there for a little while here as you're traveling 25 headed eastbound. We're getting towards the I-75 interchange right before 75. Got a truck wreck for you there. Then the jackknife tractor trailer's been out there for a while. 25 headed east at Outer Loop. Over by Boulder Crest, again, 2 right lanes down in each of those locations. From the Colray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Some friends one time sent my wife and me Omaha steaks for Christmas, and they sent it to our old house. We had moved out of it and not yet sold it. Went to the house. I could smell the steak before I saw it. Didn't know who sent it to me. Called Omaha Steaks. Not only did they send me a brand new package to my house, they told me who had sent it to me so I could send a thank you note. It was incredible customer service. And I've been sending gifts from Omaha Steaks because how great their customer service is ever since. You can get the Sizzle All the Way sale right now, 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com, and you get an extra $35 off with promo code ERICK, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout. You can get incredible options. My wife began her love affair of caramel apple tartlets with that package. Omaha Steaks said, do as you can too. Get the fillets, get the New York strips, omahasteaks.com, 50% off right now, the Sizzle All the Way sale, $35 off extra with promo code ERICK at checkout, minimum order required, omahasteaks.com.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Started digging only to find
Getting you the answers you need now. Channel 2 never stops advocating for you.
an investigation regarding your top stock.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
All right, folks, let's talk about the timeshare nightmare. Now, if you are stuck paying endless maintenance fees and assessments, you need to call my friends at Lone Star Transfer today. Now, they've been shaping the timeshare exit industry now for over a decade. They're still leading the way with their exclusive solutions. And our friends at Lone Star Transfer, they make getting out of your timeshare faster and easier than ever before with a guarantee in writing. Lone Star Transfer is a family-owned company. They have helped tens and tens of thousands of owners break free from their timeshares over the last 15 years. They have earned an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. I've endorsed Lone Star Transfer for almost 10 years now because I know they are the only company that I would ever trust that will deliver results for you, my listeners. Now, they'll give you a free no-obligation consultation. Call now, 833-594-0075. 833-594-0075. On the web, it's one word, LoneStarTransfer.com.
Mike Aram knows how to talk with Atlanta and bring you the news about Atlanta.
A passenger van that caught fire outside of the world's busiest airport.
And when news breaks around the world,
We got a big meeting between Vladimir Putin and President Trump.
you can count on 95.5 WSB and the power of ABC News to bring you the story.
Reporting from ABC News in London, Patrick Reed.
Local stories and a worldwide reach.
Every day we have new breaking news.
Mark Aram, ABC News and 95.5 WSB, Monday at 9. Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, the chemical giant that manufactures Roundup settles a lawsuit with the Georgia man who claims exposure to the weed killer caused his blood cancer.
The settlement announcement comes after a Cobb County jury awarded the plaintiff John Barnes $65 million in compensation and $2 billion in damages following a trial earlier this year. Barnes alleged that Monsanto, the company making Roundup, downplayed the negative health impacts of the product's ingredients. In a statement, a company spokesperson says the terms of the exact settlement are confidential and covered by existing company provisions. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
71 degrees in Atlanta, a cool Saturday morning, but how much does it warm up in the afternoon? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. There's a new prosecutor in the Fulton County County election interference case against President Trump, Pete Scandalakis, the head of the state agency with the job of naming a replacement for Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis, will take over the racketeering case himself. Scandalakis says he couldn't find another attorney willing to take over the case after Willis was disqualified. Former Gwinnett County District Attorney Danny Porter says he thinks the case needs to be broken down into pieces.
I think it's too sprawling and too confusing once you throw in the fake electors and throw in the entry into the voter registration office.
And this just in, President Trump has 3 counts against him dismissed in the election interference case in Georgia. Judge Scott McAfee tosses counts 14, 15, and 27, which all relate to criminal attempt and conspiracy to filing false documents. McAfee denies the remaining motions, but says this does not include challenges concerning presidential immunity. The DeKalb County School Board names Dr. Norman Sauce interim superintendent. He served as acting superintendent since the resignation of Dr. Devon Horton. The board is giving Sauce a 1-year contract. Board Chair Deirdre Pierce praises Sauce for strong leadership over the past month. Horton stepped down as superintendent following a federal indictment and a kickback scheme from his time working at a district in northern Illinois. He's pleaded not guilty. DeKalb County strikes to deal with UPS on a tax incentive to modernize its Doraville facility. Decide DeKalb President Dorian DeBar says the $150 million bond arrangement will save the company $10 million over a decade while keeping 1,700 jobs in Metro Atlanta.
I think it's a strong reflection of our partnership, and offering them this probably past this kind of over 10 years is a net win for DeKalb County.
UPS says it looks forward to continuing to contribute to the community with the Pleasantdale hub serving as one of several key anchors in the Atlanta area. A new deal to settle thousands of lawsuits against the maker of OxyContin. Purdue Pharma is settling for billions of dollars related to lawsuits over deaths caused by recreational use of the drug.
It looks like that a U.S. bankruptcy judge is going to approve a settlement for $7.4 billion after the Supreme Court rejected an earlier settlement last year.
Loyola Law professor Laurie Levinson says it requires members of the Sackler family, which owns Purdue Pharma, to contribute and give up ownership of the company. The 43-day government shutdown does no favors to the job market. Jim Ryan reports on the findings of a new survey.
Payroll processor ADP says that for the 4 weeks ending October 25th, private employers shed an average 11,000 jobs per week. Not only is the pace of hiring slowing, it's cutting across industries and geographic locations. The ADP survey finds that nearly 2/3 of U.S. workers are living paycheck to paycheck.
And a new survey warns next year's job market could be rough for college graduates.
More than half of the 183 companies polled by the National Association of Colleges and Employers rated the job market for the class of 2026 as poor or fair. That's the worst outlook since the pandemic began.
Correspondent Michael Wallace reports companies say economic uncertainty has them hiring more conservatively, and they have AI doing more entry-level jobs. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins now with Alex Williams.
Plenty to keep us busy this afternoon, Bill. Right now we're still watching these 2 crashes on the south side perimeter. 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-75, exit 58 down by the airport. 2 right lanes are blocked there. Hughes Forest Parkway. A little better news over in the cab on 285 east and Boulder Crest Road, exit 51. They're picking up the barrels from that crash. It's been in 2 right lanes. And if you were traveling 85 south in Gwinnett County, we just found a new stall in the left lane, 85 south before you get to Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102, slowing the ride from Highway 316 into Duluth, and still jammed up on I-75 into Kennesaw. Stephanie Stallworth.
Yeah, still with that travel advisory as well. Alex heading 75 southbound, right past Chastain, right before Chastain as you head towards that exit. Going to squeeze by only single file to the right. Lots of delays from the Alatoona Gateway as a result. From the Coolway Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Fair skies this evening as temperatures fall to the mid-40s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, warming up to a high of 76. Breezy at times for Sunday with a few clouds passing by, high 73.
Right now it's 73 in Tucker, 71 in Hampton, and 72 in Cartersville. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
The shutdown is over.
It's a vote of 222 to 209, and the House passes a measure that will end the longest government shutdown in this nation's history.
With votes on health care subsidies and tax credits coming.
Could we be facing another shutdown in January?
The legislation does not include the extension to the Affordable Care Act tax credit.
If you have questions,
trust us to get the answers as Washington gets back to work. 95. Friday sale is happening now at Georgia Spa Company. Beat the Black Friday rush and shop early for the best selection. Save up to 30% off hot tubs, saunas, swim spas, and cold plunges. With 9 locations around Georgia, and there's a Georgia Spa Company near you. So instead of rushing around all over town on Black Friday trying to find great deals, you'll already have gotten one and will be relaxing in a hot tub, sauna, or swim spa from Georgia Spa Company. So don't wait. These deals are not going to last. Visit GeorgiaSpaCompany.com for details.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Millions of Americans use credit cards to purchase goods every day. The Durbin Marshall credit card mandates put the secure transactions you rely on at risk, leaving you vulnerable to hackers and foreign cyber criminals that want your data. Hackers win. You lose. Guard your card before it's too late. Tell Congress your data security is not for sale and oppose the Durbin Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Don't let a DUI ruin your life. Hire the attorney that other attorneys hire. GeorgeStein.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Yeah, well, that doesn't bother me at all.
By the way, Eric, you're in trouble with some of our listeners.
Well, that's always the case. Listeners always have a love-hate relationship with Mr. Von Hessler.
I have been, I've had a couple of people DM me, and they've said that they don't know what hour they're listening to.
Why? Don't they have a clock?
Well, they do, but...
Did you not announce hour 2?
No, you did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Start over. Let's go back to
Let's start. Let's get. You know, it's funny. Well, not that far back. I said that. But, you know,
just restart the whole show.
When I was gifted that time machine, I thought I'd never have to use it. But now we can jump in, go back 39 minutes, and I'll say something like, "Hour 2, the longest later." Well, you know what? I'm going to be like the president. I'm going to say, "Yes, I did."
I said it. Go back. Go find it.
I'll see it. Then go back. Nothing. Well, some of your movies, obviously.
Much like the president.
Are you talking about the hour 2 hoax? Is that what you're
It
talking
is the hour 2 hoax, yes.
I mean, Mr. President, the fake news that goes on.
Well, the fake news, and you're right there at a news station, which I've always heard is one of the best in the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Great reporters. You got Shelley.
Yeah, Shelley's not a reporter. He's a personality.
He talks about, he's favorable lately.
Yeah, lately, yeah.
Lately,
reality is starting to smack him in the face.
I mean, it seems like Marjorie Taylor Greene must be in.
Marjorie Taylor Greene had a good quote today, I thought. Do we have that piece of audio?
We sure do.
She's talking about the fact that the Republicans need to stop gaslighting people and telling them that what they know to be real isn't real anymore. You know, like that, your prices aren't too high and all that. This is what the Biden administration did.
Gaslighting the people and trying to tell them that prices have come down is not helping. It's actually infuriating people, because people know what they're paying at the grocery store. They know what they're paying for their kids' clothes and school supplies. They know what they're paying for their electricity bills. And so that approach does not work. We need compassion and show that we care about the American people, and show that we are in the trenches with them on what they're going through. That's first and foremost. If you don't gaslight them, you don't lecture them, and you don't deny what's happening.
So I don't disagree with anything she said there.
No,
at all.
How can you not?
Now the question is, well, people like Autumn, you know her, right? You've met her.
She's on the Epstein list.
That's me.
Besides
Amber.
April.
April. Whatever.
Will people like Autumn, who Autumn is the first one, like I'll say, and this Jimmy Kimmel. I can't believe the way he was when should be, you know what, Eric, people grow and they do change. But will the progressive side, because they're willing to do that with almost anybody, are they willing to do that with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Like, okay, she's been there a few years. Maybe she's not the fire-breathing, or maybe she was, and she decided, you know what, I don't think I can take that tactic, keeps on going and does me a good job. Is there a willingness at all to extend to Marjorie Taylor Greene what the progressives would extend to, like heinous criminals? Hey, people can change. That's the question that I put on the table for Autumn Fisher, last name with a great German spelling.
Oh, well, I love that part of life.
Yes?
I don't know. You know, I would have to see. It is difficult when someone who you feel like just spews like vitriol and strange opinions and things says something that you agree with. You're like, whoa. It makes you have to be like, oh, is this okay?
Yeah.
Am I going to forgive them, sort of, or am I going to like let them grow? It's more about what else they do, because she was kind of making some sense a little bit, and then the government shut down. She was mad about that, and then she started talking about those chemtrails and stuff. Yes. It's like, oh, well, yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, as long as they don't, raise your taxes to investigate chemtrails, it's probably never going to deal with you. But remember that on that side, AOC about 12 years ago said the world was going to end in 12 years.
Oh, I don't like AOC.
No, I know, but I'm saying politicians say weird, goofy things all the time. Yeah. Now, she has spoken to the Jewish laser thing that I guess, I don't know, some kind of stupid thing out there about, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care where you stand or who you are or what you believe. Human beings cannot change the weather. Okay. All right. Now that we got that off.
Cloud seeding, Eric.
Well, cloud seeding can do a little. It can do a little.
That's changing the weather now.
No, you can't, because you can't predict what exactly it's going to do.
I can predict it.
Yeah, right. So
I'll make it rain over your house.
This is what crazy fictional villains try to do from caves in fiction. They try to control the weather.
A hurricane machine.
The richest, most horrid person alive cannot control the weather. But so there's a thing out there, and so it was like the Rothschild supposedly, whatever. And I believe, I think, first of all, I think this is what she said, and most people go, oh yeah, right. But you know what? At the time that she was tweeting this stuff, she was not in politics, right? She said, I didn't know the Rothschilds were Jewish, and I'll tell you something, I actually believe her. I think that she was online, she got into something, and then, you throw it out there or whatever. I don't believe that she was ever a part of some kind of anti-Semitic cabal. I think that she was persuaded of some things, conspiracy things that, were ridiculous. But the question is, will she be allowed to go, hey, you know what, I've grown since then. And will people...
Like that, maybe?
She did.
She has to?
She did.
She did say it.
She did say it.
I didn't hear her from
might have been on The View. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have been on The View.
Okay, sorry.
She did, yeah, it wasn't The View.
So, it is all politicians say stupid things. Right now, what I would say is, I think that her rhetoric... Now, listen, you're not going to like everything about Marjorie Taylor Greene, because in the end, she still holds positions on policies that you're never going to agree with. The question is, can you get to the point of, oh, I'm taking this person seriously? You're not going to vote for her, as opposed to, But right now, I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene and her rhetoric is much more in line with the populism that got Donald Trump elected twice than what his administration is doing, and what his, just completely, I will grift anybody out of their last dime sons of his are doing all over the place. I don't think that's populist. What is it about anything Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump has done that reminds you of populism? When the Trumps, even when Trump was running for president, how often was there a rope line where he actually shook hands with people? When was the last time anybody with the last name Trump just sauntered into a Starbucks or a Kohl's or anything and actually talked to? The evidence is that the richer the rich get, the more they detest us, the people who aren't them. And there's a divide. And I'm sorry, MAGA. The Trump family is not on your side of that divide. That's a delusional. How you be looking at the last 7 or 8 months and believe that he still wakes up every day thinking about you and what's good for you. Turns out that was you were duped on that. That's not true.
And what Marjorie's doing such a good job of is
she's lived in the real world.
She has.
She run a business.
And she realizes that a lot of people in the Make America Great Again movement are being left behind. And going into 2028, she thinks that she can take those people that are the working class Americans that feel like they're left behind.
Run for president?
Absolutely. I think she's running for president in 2028. And I think
but can she get past the J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio?
It's going to be tough.
It's
going to be tough. But if she's able to, I guess, capture that energy and that movement that used to believe in Trump, but now they're starting to see their prices not change, and basically an extension of Biden right now at this point.
But if $100, she doesn't get past Iowa.
Well, maybe not. But she's absolutely correct in the idea. I mean, if you're Trump, if he would take advice from anybody, the good advice would be stop blaming Biden for the current economy. That doesn't work.
Own it up, try to fix it.
You've been president almost a year. It doesn't matter what you think you know. The American people and the electorate are going to hold the current administration responsible for the economy once you get to, you've been there a year. He's almost been there a year. That's the reality. And when you're president, you got a much better chance of being successful if you're dealing with reality. And the reality is that anybody who complains about higher prices at grocery stores is not engaged in the hoax. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 285 East in Clayton County.
That's correct, Eric. Still watching this long-standing crash in the 2 right lanes down by the airport. 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-75, exit 58. It's slow back to I-85, even slowing 85 northbound out of Union City. So be prepared for that as you head over toward those airport tunnels. Earlier crash at Boulder Crest Road has since cleared. We're also still watching this travel advisory in Kennesaw. Crash in a couple of right lanes, 75 southbound at a couple of left lanes, 75 south at Chastain Road, exit 271, with all those delays stretching back up into Ackworth. I encourage you to use Highway 41 as your alternate there. Checking the ride on I-85 through Gwinnett County with the help of Stephanie Stallworth.
All right, had a little bit of a trouble spot quickly clear to the left shoulder, 85 southbound, trying to get down past Steve Reynolds' vehicle on the shoulder with the tow truck. So let me get out there soon. The flashing lights still slow you down in the area. Northbound, coming up from 285, the volume in play issue on the shoulder past Pleasantdale. From the Colway Carrier Traffic Center, Triple T Traffic 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta.
Cobb County Medical Examiner's Office identifies 57 sets of cremains.
If it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta.
Massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
We've got it covered.
Atlanta jurors convict a former Customs and Border Protection officer.
Your 24/7 news source.
Covering the stories that impact you.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Have a stress-free Thanksgiving that's sure to impress. Hey, it's Mark Aram here for my friends at Publix. Just heat and serve a traditional feast that are going to leave your guests loving it. Includes a whole turkey, cooked, old-fashioned cornbread dressing, Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, cranberry orange relish, marshmallow delight, gravy. Serves 8 people, and the price for the meal, just $69.99. That's less than $10 per person. Amazing meal from my amazing friends at Publix.
The NBA season's rolling, and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights. They're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code ATLANTATALK. That's code ATLANTATALK. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Ends December 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Buford off Gravel Springs Road across from Ivy Creek Baptist Church now through November 25th for the grand opening sale. Save a interior wipes and receive 2 times Overwards points. Plus, get 2 times points on Valvoline Flex Fuel Gear Oil. 2 times points means you can reach your next $5 reward twice as fast. Right now at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts. 2 homes, same street, same layout, but one had an orchard sign and sold for a whole lot more. Hey, it's Derek Von Hessler, and here's why that matters. The first seller went the traditional route. Weeks of showings, price drops, frustration. In the end, they settled for less. The second seller chose Orchard and got ahead. Their agent knew what buyers wanted, made smart upgrades, and marketed the home like a pro. It sold fast and for top dollar. And here's the kicker. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that seller had already moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No last-minute cleanings, no strangers walking through during dinner, no stress. You're not stuck. You don't have to wait. You can move now and still sell for more. Start your free home valuation today at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
You've thought about assisted living for your parents, but maybe the right answer is renovating your home and having mom or dad move in. I'm Richard, Chief Architect at Sketch House, where we create custom architectural drawings for homeowners looking to remodel. Why get drawings first? You'll know what's possible. You'll be able to get pricing and compare builders apples to apples, and builders love drawings. You'll get bumped to the top of the list with drawings in hand. Let Sketch House help you make a decision about your aging parents at a fixed price. Visit sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, Haus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Either Jerry Yamamoto missed his calling, or he just is not willing to stand up for himself and what is right in this world. How is it that I'm reading a story that we have an Atlanta Beltline hospitality ambassador, and that Atlanta Beltline hospitality ambassador's name is not Jared Yamamoto?
Are you talking about Beltline Kevin?
No, this is no. I'm not talking about Beltline Kevin.
Okay.
The illegitimate son of Baton Bob. No, there's a new thing about etiquette on the Beltline, and there's actually an ambassador for the Beltline with his name is Gregory Smith. Like I said, not
made up name.
Made up. What's his real name?
Giovanni Smithoni.
And
Eric White's.
So apparently they have to have an etiquette initiative. You want to know why?
Why is it?
America 2025. Adults have to be told how to act.
Yeah.
They don't know.
It is.
If you just let it go, adults in 2025, it's going to end up in just chaos.
I mean,
because I don't know. Nobody grows up. I don't know.
I actually understand the need for it, especially over by like Ponce Market. It's the Wild West over
That's
there.
what I'm saying, because it's America 2025, and adults have never been taught that you're not a kid anymore. So you can't act like that. Also, adults, back when adults were adults, they would actually police themselves because they were, oh yeah, that would be fun, but it would be wrong, and I don't want to be wrong. I'd rather, or that would be fun, but we disturb everybody over there. They seem to be having a good time. Like understanding that you're sharing space with other people. See, we don't expect this from 5-year-olds because we know psychologically they don't know about it. But we do expect it from 25, 35, 45-year-olds. America 2025, no, we have to have a hall monitor for adults because they were never taught that there's a difference between adulthood and childhood. You want to give some stuff away?
I would love to give some stuff away. This guy needs to watch out for the
Beltline
skateboarders.
Kevin, certainly a very, 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 this guy knows what being an adult is.
I'd like to
That's
meet him.
Huh?
I'd love to meet him. He's super nice. He's always over there near Krog Street and over by Piedmont Park.
Yeah. I don't need the. Hey, how are you? I'm built like it. No thanks. Hey, aren't I wacky, kind of strange, but unbelievably interesting? No thanks. No thanks. All right, let's give away 2 tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra on Sunday, December 14th at Gas South Arena. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Alex Williams says there's a brake light battle through downtown.
Yeah, a slow Friday afternoon commute, Eric. 75 south, the brake lights start glowing at Moores Mill Road, 400 from Lennox, and 85 from Cheshire Bridge, Lennox Road, and it stays slow all the way down to I-20, not any better northbound, 75, 85 north, brake lights from Langford Parkway up past Freedom Parkway, new travel advisory in Duluth, crash 2 right lanes, 85 southbound at Pleasant Hill Road. You can use Satellite Boulevard, but some better news on I-75 in Kennesaw, 70 Stalwart.
Yeah, it's looking much better, at least at the crash scene, 75 south, as you head down the Chastain, everybody off to the left side, so I've got a couple more lanes getting you through. Delay damage done, though, at the back near Allatoona Gateway. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person. Or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked many times how Morgan & Morgan became the largest injury firm in the world. I think I know. When someone comes to us for an on-the-job injury, we have a huge workers' compensation practice. But many times we find a defective product that was responsible for that injury. Luckily for them, we have a product liability section headed by my son Mike. In addition to the comp case, there's a product case too. Other times, the injured worker is fired or harassed for bringing that claim. We have them covered. Our employment lawyers handle retaliation claims as well as wage theft and discrimination cases. And in some cases, need to file for Social Security benefits. No problem. We became big for a reason. 30% of our new cases come as referrals from former clients. Hiring us is easy. Go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer, or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doorbell. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather, traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. New developments today in the Fulton County election interference case against President Trump. Judge Scott McAfee tosses 3 counts against the president, which relate to criminal attempt and conspiracy to filing false documents. He denies the remaining motions, but says this does not include challenges concerning presidential immunity. Also, there's a new prosecutor in charge of the case, replacing DA Fonnie Willis.
It's not a surprise to former Gwinnett County DA Danny Porter that the prosecuting attorney's counsel struggled to find an outside replacement for the sweeping case.
There aren't very many people who would willingly walk into that.
Porter former chair of the council says the selection of Executive Director Pete Skandalakis makes sense, and now there will be time to make decisions.
And if it was me, I would break it down into smaller cases and re-indict it.
Skandalakis says his only objective is to ensure the case is handled properly and fairly. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Judge McAfee sets a pretrial hearing for December 1st to discuss the status of the case. It is 70 degrees in Atlanta, a nice weekend ahead for any outdoor plans. Do we have any rain chances in the near future? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The Georgia Emergency Management Agency begins the process of helping local police agencies address threats from drones ahead of next year's World Cup. Here's a report all new at 5 o'clock.
The agency is distributing new federal grant money to help law enforcement combat the use of unlawful drones in states hosting World Cup matches. The state's Deputy Director of Homeland Security, Linda Cribley, says it's important to have this type of training as the skies get busier.
I know my husband, when he gets a new piece of gear, he doesn't like to read the instructions before operating it. But those manuals do tell you what you need to do to stay on the right side of the law.
She says most users just need to know when to register their drones and where there might be restricted airspace around large events. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Chemical giant Monsanto settles a lawsuit with a Georgia man who claims exposure to the weed killer Roundup caused his blood cancer. The settlement comes after a Cobb County jury awarded John Barnes $65 million in compensation and $2 billion in damages following a trial earlier this year. The company says the terms of the settlement are confidential. UPS in DeKalb County reached a deal which allows the company to fix up its Doraville distribution hub.
Despite recent layoffs and facility closures in other parts of the country, UPS will now spend $150 million to upgrade in DeKalb County, thanks to a loan in the form of bonds that will net the company $10 million in tax savings over a decade, according to Decide DeKalb President Dorian DeBar.
If not for this investment, they may have considered closing this facility. This is really just a testament to just how strong of a county and even a region we are.
The automation upgrades will result in the loss of several hundred part-time positions, but it does keep 1,700 jobs in place and ensures the company remains a partner in DeKalb going forward. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
This is new at 5 o'clock. Brookhaven police arrest 5 teen suspects after a series of car break-ins at Havana Uptown Apartments on Claremont Road. Officers responded early Thursday morning after reports of several people pulling on vehicle door handles and attempting to get in multiple cars in the parking deck. 2 vehicles attempted to flee the area, but police were able to stop the suspects from escaping and arrest them. Investigators believe these same suspects were involved in similar incidents at other locations. After the federal indictment of their former superintendent, the DeKalb County School Board today names a replacement for at least the next year.
Dr. Norman Sauce is now the interim superintendent, taking the place of former Super Devon Horton after he was indicted on criminal charges resurfacing from his time working in Illinois. Board Chair Deirdre Pierce says in a statement that Dr. Sauce has shown a commitment to transparency and collaboration as acting superintendent. The county says to become interim super, Dr. Sauce went through an extensive background check, verifying professional credentials and reviewing credit history. Mayor Ryan Howard, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
In Mill, the struggle continues on the south side perimeter. Long-standing crash cleanup still in 2 right lanes. 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-75, exit 58. You're stacked up as you leave 85, even slowing 85 north coming up from Union City. You can use Godby Road, which turns into Forest Parkway, heading eastbound as your alternate there. Elsewhere on I-20 east and westbound in DeKalb County, on and off the brakes both ways between I-285 and Lithonia, but luckily just volume there. Watching a trouble spot on I-85 in Duluth, it's Stephanie Stallworth.
Hey, Alex, it's southbound 85 as you travel down past Pleasant Hill Road, right lane tied up with this incident. It actually looks like 2 right lanes right now, so we'll call it travel advisory. Fire equipment taking out that second right lane as you head that way. Northbound, already busy from before 285, trying to get yourself up towards Jimmy Carter earlier today on the shoulder. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and comfortably cool this evening as temperatures fall to the mid to upper 40s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine and warming all the way up to a high of 76. That's trending about 10 degrees above average for tomorrow afternoon. Sunday, a few clouds passing by, breezy at times, highs in the low 70s. Staying dry for Monday and Tuesday, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the low to mid 70s.
68 in Sandy Springs, 69 in Waleska, also 69 in Locust Grove. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hessler Doctrine begins right now with a hearty congratulations to Page Wages.
That's right, Page Wages.
Sounds like the software we use for getting people their money.
This person.
Congratulations to, well, did you tip them off so that they can release? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, sounds familiar.
Like the worst thing that you could possibly say that our lawyers would hear. I think I might know this winner. Congratulations to Page Wages of Oxford, won 2 tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Page, if they come at you, I'll buy you tickets. 2 tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra on Sunday, December 14th at Gas South Arena. Tickets are on sale for the rest of us now at Ticketmaster.com.
I have proof that you really hurt people in the last hour by not mentioning the hour name.
Mr. Von Hessler, you started this segment. I don't know what hour it is. Please help me.
We're going to refer to that in Von Hessler Doctrine lore as the Lost Hour. You are now in hour 3.
The Lost Hour of the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Yes, my, Elliot Mintz here. He's been following me around for a decade. He's the one
know how John Lennon used to be when he and Yoko were walking around in New York City. I'm Elliot Mintz. Nobody knows who I'm talking about, but I'm still Elliot Mintz.
A few people do.
The Lost Lennon tapes.
I ruined a movie. I ruined I ruined a movie for my wife because did I mention this? I walked in a couple of days ago and she was watching this movie called Nowhere Boy. And it had been on probably for about, maybe 20 minutes when I got there. And it's about John Lennon as when young, just before the Beatles even really take off. And I'm watching, I might as well watch this. And my wife was already watching it. And then I realized I ruined it. I apologized later because the whole time I was like, oh, that didn't happen. No, that wasn't like that. No, that did not happen. No, she should be wearing glasses. By the time his mother showed up, she should be wearing glasses. The whole thing. And then I realized later on, I apologized. I walked in, you were watching a movie, and then I suddenly become Ron, the world's most annoying historian.
I've done that with music that's playing. I'm like, oh, this is an edited version. Oh, this isn't the right one.
Yeah.
Wait, this is like a karaoke version, or this is like the radio edit. It's not right. Something's wrong. Like,
there's a lot of stuff out there about Lennon right now, but it's all about that period that I'm just very not all that interested in, like
what,
70 to 75, where it's just all the, I just feel like when he kind of was the clown, and I was thinking about it, and I hadn't thought about this before, and then we'll get off it, but I am the host, and these were the things I was thinking about. He didn't make an album for 5 years. Had a kid, waited till the kid was 5 years old. Doesn't make an album between 75 and 80. And the album that comes out in 80, nobody really talks about this. No protest songs. No commentary on society. No feminist songs. No nothing. And then after he died, a couple of years later, they released the stuff of the other album that they were making, the next one, nothing on there either. So what does that tell you? He didn't pick up. He didn't go, oh, hey, it's been 5 years. Now I got to read the newspaper and start telling people how to live their lives and how to vote. He obviously decided, I'm going to lay off that stuff.
Gonna write some hits.
But it's the Rolling Stone magazine who pretend that the most powerful, wonderful, greatest version of John Lennon, when he was like a moron for some reason, wearing a plastic glove, shouting into a bullhorn in New York City, and that's the dullest. No, I think he was just a germaphobe or something. Somebody else gave him.
Oh, really? No, I think it was something to do with plastic.
Oh, when you think about him, think about all the people that he's been associated with. And how famous they all still are, or the way people, but the people he associated himself with in the early 70s in New York City, nobody talks about the yippies anymore. He was really slumming it.
Hanging out with Jerry Rubin, Abby Hoffman.
They were the yippies, right?
Yes.
What are yippies?
Yippies.
They were a radical left-wing group of hippies in New York City.
Oh.
And the reason he was attracted to them was because they did kind of use humor in their protesting and kind of Dadaist sort of stuff, which, John and Yoko did. Absurdist, they would show up in a bag, that kind of stuff. The idea was to be clowns, to get attention, to say stop the war. That's basically the idea.
You know the story I've told you maybe before is that I watched when I was a senior in high school, my friend Jeff and I went to Ithaca College to see Abby Hoffman debate G. Gordon Liddy with the CIA.
And at that time, you were totally on Abby Hoffman's side, probably.
And I was like, yeah, rah, rah, rah. And I got up and I shouted some stuff.
Oh, did you yell at G. Gordon Liddy?
No, you got to wait in line. And then asked the question. I just started calling him.
We should mention, people may not know, G. Gordon Liddy was part of
Watergate.
Yeah, he went to jail, didn't he, for a while?
He did, and then he became an actor and a radio host.
Right, yeah.
But so I went up on stage, and you got to meet both of them. Everybody was around Abby. I want to go get the beer. Where's the girls? The girls in the beer. And I couldn't get to him, and I said hi to him, and he just scrawled his autograph. And then I went over to G. Gordon Liddy. He was sitting there by himself.
Yeah.
And I said,
college campus.
I said, Mr. Liddy, how are you? Could you sign? Yes, I will, young man. So I met him years later. This is years later.
That's great, G. Gordon Liddy.
Okay. Hello, young man. And so I walked up to him in '97 at the radio, or at a, what are they? The NAB convention in New Orleans. I walk up to him, and I said, Mr. Liddy, I saw you debate Abby Hoffman, whatever. I was a little more radical then. I go, but I've since, got interested in you, and I've read your biographies and stuff, and, your radio show was interesting. And he goes, well, thank you, young man. I'm glad you've grown up. But that just when you're young and you're idealistic and you meet a guy that's supposed to be a fascist who's really nice.
And the other guy turns out.
I just want to get laid and drink beer.
Yeah, he at that point, Abby Hoffman was involved in Arrested Development, right? He didn't want to be he didn't want to become an older guy in society. He wanted to continue to be the radical hippie or whatever. G. Gordon Liddy, remember that period of time when he became a radio host? I thought he was a terrible radio host because basically he would just read the newspaper.
Yes, and he'd go, I bought a new camera and it has a very specific type of lens, and I'll tell you.
But do you remember, because of the network they were associated with, and Howard Stern back then,
he was on after,
hated that Rush Limbaugh was so big, because if Rush Limbaugh wasn't so big, Howard Stern would have been the most talked about radio person. And I imagine, famously, Rush and Howard were on this cover of Time When That Mattered at the same time, and that pissed him off. And so there was that period of time where Stern was trying to push G. Gordon Liddy and try to crush Rush Limbaugh.
Yes.
And I listened to G. Gordon Liddy, and I was like, yeah, I think Rush is safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
he had a sense of humor.
Yeah. There was a TV movie in the 70s about G. Gordon Liddy, and I remember, I don't know if this is true or not, and the guy that from Wild Wild West played him, Robert, the guy from...
Robert Conrad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my memory is right on this. If I'm wrong, it's just a bad memory, I suppose. But I remember there being a part where G. Gordon Liddy had a fear of rats. And the way that he overcame the fear of rats is he caught one, cooked it, and ate it.
Oh.
Which apparently worked.
I read that in his book.
Okay, so it was in the movie, right? So,
yeah, you're right. It was Robert Conrad who played him.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember if I watched the movie. Yeah, because I remember seeing that scene. Or a scene about that.
Is this the Wild Wild West with Will Smith?
No, that was based on a television show from the 60s.
Okay.
Called, no, it's nothing to do with it. Same name, same concept. Terrible movie. Fantastic TV show.
I didn't know it was a TV show before that.
Oh, it was great. It was like I guess because you saw the stupid Will Smith movie.
That's
there's like all this modern day technology in the 1800s.
Right.
So there's like kind of like a Bond character, and they travel on this train, and excellent. When I was a kid, I loved it. I still think it holds up better than most of those old shows. It was kind of an American version. Nobody talks about this, but to me, Wild Wild West was kind of an American version of the Avengers from England.
Yes.
Had that same kind of thing, except the Avengers were totally modern, totally 60s, Carnaby Street, all that. But they kind of took that same sort of kind of storytelling and put it in the West.
Yeah.
And it was. I loved it as a kid.
And then you get all depressed when you're 10-year-old Tim. Oh, the Avengers is on, and you turn it on, and it's not Marvel.
Oh, yeah, it's just that really great show from England.
Oh, when you're 10.
Although, the thing is, the problem with the Avengers, it's the Doctor Who problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that these BBC shows, it's so obvious that they're using the same stage for every show. So you're just like in a different room. But then after a while, like Doctor Who, they would go to another planet, it'd be some kind of tribal thing, and like you end up on the same stage, and it's just a different room this time. I'm talking about like the 70s Doctor Who, not the one that was
Not the
good.
cool one.
Not the one they ruined after it being really cool for a while. Alex Williams is, and by the way, the Avengers would do the same thing. If you watch too many of them, you go, oh, that house is on the same, it just becomes obvious you're in the same room. Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
And we'll start with a hot spot down around the airport area where we're still watching this very long-standing crash in two right lanes, 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-75, exit 59. Delays stretch back to I-85 and continuing to slow 85 northbound out of Union City. So just look out for that if you're heading up toward College Park or the East Point area. Elsewhere, if you're traveling on I-20 westbound, the West Freeway, we're also seeing some brake lights leaving 285 out toward Lithia Springs, but 285 west and southbound just trying to get there. On and off the brakes the whole way out of Sandy Springs and to Cobb through Smyrna Bindings. 285 east and southbound, toughest part of that ride in the cab is at the Doorville from Beaufort Highway down to Highway 78 to Stone Mountain Freeway. Hadn't been a fun one through downtown, Stephanie Stallworth.
No, packed in on a Friday at a 5 o'clock hour, north and southbound. Southbound out of Buckhead down to 85 and 75, merging in through Midtown, downtown, past I-20 looks better. Southbound, northbound, your delays begin before Langford, heading through the Grady Curve. Tap of the brakes approaching Midtown. This report brought to you by Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola. Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola have partnered to give you the best of both worlds, all under one special deal. Get your combo ticket at AtlantaIcons.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
It doesn't have to be like this.
You don't have to put up with it.
Shutting down the ramp from 285 east.
You don't have to sit in it.
It takes almost 30 minutes to go 400 south.
You don't have to look at your phone to get out of it.
It is Atlanta traffic, and getting you out of it is what we do best.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
Updated traffic as often as you need it from local traffic reporters 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's a jackknife tractor trailer.
Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB.
How Atlanta gets there.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Sell your home with Marks Payne Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspayne.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
It's my favorite time of year. Crisp autumn air, falling leaves, and low natural gas rates. You can avoid unpredictable prices and high bills with a discounted 18-month fixed rate from Scana Energy. Don't wait. Sign up with Scana by December 4th to lock in a low price for 2 winters. Visit ScanaEnergy.com/save for details or call 1-877-GO-SCANA to sign up with code SAVE. New residential accounts only. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
Dave Baker here for Randall builders. You know, I talk to a lot of quality contractors and builders every week, and I ask them, how do you manage to get all the right materials delivered to your site? The answer is always Randall Brothers. Turns out that's what Randall Brothers does. Make sure you have the right materials delivered to the right place, hassle-free. And they've been doing that for over 140 years with the widest selection of quality building materials delivered to your build site with no hassle. It's no wonder Randall Brothers is trusted by the pros. See more at randallbrothers.com.
I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way. Nate Bargatze in Dumb Eyes World Tour. State Farm Arena, Saturday and Sunday, November 15th and 16th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Protect your turf from termites. Call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda's proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Just talking about, I saw a clip. Well, we're doing our music half hour. I saw a clip yesterday of the Who at the Isle of Wight concert in 1969, which was only a couple of weeks after Woodstock. And all I knew about this concert, I'd seen the movie, the documentary, and the whole depiction of the documentary, which is true, that it was like the end of the hippie dream. You know, it's like there was a lot of rioting, and Joni Mitchell basically, you know, had to say to the crowd, hey, can you give us a chance here? Or, you know, there were real moments where it looked like the crowd, and people talk about it now that we're backstage, like we all understood that we now have to do something. There were 600,000 people. Wow. And it was turning ugly.
That was shortly after Woodstock?
2 weeks. 2 weeks after Woodstock.
Because really it seems like Woodstock would have been like the height of the hippie.
No, well, no, it was. And then the Isle of Wight 2 weeks later, because at Woodstock it was like, hey man, it's a free concert now, and everybody. At Isle of Wight, you had a bunch of hippies who didn't want to pay, and they start knocking down the fences. It turns into a real ugly thing. And then there was this period of time where it was the audience versus the entertainers on stage.
So like Woodstock 99.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and it got, you know, obviously maybe some bad drugs were going. It was turning into a real ugly thing. So the Who hit the stage at 2 in the morning at one point. Everybody is basically out of it, half asleep. I was watching this clip. You got their set was so amazing that by the end of the set, everybody is standing and screaming, and I mean,
how long did they go until 4?
I don't know. Probably they did a lot. No, they did a whole set, and then no, they did a whole first set, and then they did the entire Tommy.
Oh my God! They did 3 hours.
I don't know how long they're up there. I don't know how long the first set was.
Oh, that's incredible.
But I mean, I just saw I saw at the end, obviously, that Tommy song, "Listening to You." I hear the music. The crowd is absolutely electric while this is going on. So that's my tip to you. Go look for the Who, Isle of Wight, 1969.
How did this show up in your YouTube feed? Like what?
Because I said, come on, it's the Who. It's music. It's going to show up.
That's a very
someone like you, Eric.
Why would classic rock come up with a YouTube feed of a 61-year-old man?
Specific moment seems unique.
Yeah,
it
no,
seems
what it was
for that to happen.
Actually, what it was is I saw the clip inside of like an 8-minute thing where the guy was explaining that the Isle of Wight wasn't just all negativity the way that people perceive it to be, that there actually were some really good
Isle of Wight was in your algorithm and then it fed you that.
No, it was inside of that.
Okay.
It was inside the clip that I saw. It was inside of that.
And Hendrix doing Sgt. Pepper at that festival? Like,
did he do it there?
Yeah.
I know he did it like a week after it came out, and McCartney was in the audience at some club, and it was 2 days after Sgt. Pepper came out. McCartney saw Hendrix in London, and he opened with Sgt. Pepper. It only been out for like 2 days.
Wow.
So there you go. That's your Beatles. Paul, anything else Beatles related that we haven't covered yet?
Ringo thought about the Isle of Wight.
He was not there.
That's why my son was in the Who for a long time.
Your son was in the Who for a long time because your son was taught and mentored on drums maybe a little bit more by Keith Moon than by you, because Ringo Starr and Keith Moon were best friends.
We were.
Yeah. We drank each other into oblivion in the 1970s.
I won.
Yes, you lived.
I think the Isle of Wight show was as good as the Maroon 5 show earlier this week.
Probably not. I mean, listen, there are levels of greatness. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 85 in Duluth.
That's an inbound crash this evening, Eric. 85 southbound and Pleasant Hill Road, exit 104, knocking out that right lane. 85 southbound is stacked in pretty much back to Sugarloaf Parkway. You can always use Satellite Boulevard because heading southbound, you're also driving into that sunshine. 85 northbound, on and off the brakes the whole way, starting inside the perimeter from Shallowford Road as you head up into Norcross. 400 northbound, also a little sluggish from 285 in Sandy Springs up to Northridge. Checking I-75 through Cobb County. It's Stephanie Stallworth.
Yeah, I was watching the jam cam here to see the flashing lights on the express lane 75 headed northbound. With the incident up ahead, at times blocking the express lanes, both of them. The main line working much better in terms of pacing. If you're going to head northbound, we need to take that instead. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is Scott Slade for Georgia Power. For 40 years, Georgia Power and the Salvation Army have teamed up to help Georgia families through Project Share, providing a safety net when times get tough. Here's how it works. You can add a donation right on your Georgia Power bill, and they'll match it by 150%. So $10 becomes $25 to help a neighbor keep the lights on or stay in their home. Together, they've already helped more than 425,000 families across the state, and that number keeps growing. To give or learn more, visit georgiapower.com/Project Share. Because when Georgia helps Georgia, everybody shines a little brighter.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on the contract renewal.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problem solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Sort of digging, only to find
Getting you the answers you need now. Channel 2 never stops, advocating for you.
Investigation regarding your tax law.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back, all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Life can hit you with the unexpected. The loss of a job, a sudden illness, a dramatic jump in your mortgage payment, leaving you feeling helpless, forcing you to make difficult decisions. If you've fallen behind on your mortgage, are worried about financial problems, or are afraid of foreclosure, it's time to take control. You don't have to lose your home. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling can help. Seek advice from our certified housing counselors today. Call us at 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling. Real solutions for real people.
The National Foundation for Credit Counseling is a nonprofit organization that has been providing financial counseling and education for 60 years. Our national network of member agencies have helped millions of consumers with foreclosure prevention. NFCC member agencies are approved by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do, and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation, so call QC Kinetics today, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, the makers of Roundup. settle a lawsuit with a Georgia man awarded more than $2 billion over claims the weed killer caused his cancer.
A spokesperson for Monsanto says the exact terms of the settlement are confidential. The plaintiff, John Barnes, alleged that the chemical giant knew the negative health effects of the ingredients in the popular weed killer, but downplayed them, a claim the company denies. Earlier this year, Governor Kemp signed a law that shields pesticide companies from future liability in similar cases, as long as they follow all of the federal labeling requirements. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
70 degrees in Atlanta, above normal temperatures for Saturday. Will it stay dry to start next week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. President Trump has 3 counts against him dismissed in the Fulton County election interference case. Judge Scott McAfee tosses counts which relate to criminal attempt and conspiracy to filing false documents. McAfee denies the remaining motions, but says this does not include challenges concerning presidential immunity. Also today, Prosecuting Attorneys Council Executive Director Pete Scandalakis announces he will take over the election interference case himself. Former Gwinnett County District Attorney Danny Porter says it's not surprising Scandalakis couldn't find someone else to take it.
There just aren't any other offices that have the resources to handle a case this size.
A status hearing in the case is set for December 1st. New this half hour, a woman is found dead at a home in Norcross, and Gwinnett County police are trying to figure out how she died. They've identified the victim as 32-year-old Marisol Brochero. Her body was found at a home on Graves Road, but the cause and manner of death have not been determined. Police are calling it suspicious, but they say they are not searching for any suspects, and there's no threat to the community. U.S. Marshals arrest a fugitive wanted for murder in DeKalb County. 38-year-old Raphael Sims of Stone Mountain was taken into custody in Chamblee for killing his cousin, 25-year-old Jeremy Sims, earlier this month. No word on motive. Sims has been taken to the DeKalb County Jail, where he is held now without bond. A college football coach featured on the Netflix docuseries Last Chance U dies a day after he was shot on the campus of a community college in California.
Unfortunately, Coach Bean passed away this morning from a gunshot wound that he sustained yesterday.
Oakland Police Chief Floyd Mitchell says John Bean was shot on the campus of Laney College. A 27-year-old suspect is under arrest following a manhunt. Police believe the shooting was targeted. DeKalb County strikes a deal with UPS on a tax incentive to modernize its Doraville facility. Decide DeKalb President Dorian DeBar says the $150 million agreement will save the company $10 million over a decade while keeping 1,700 jobs here.
They had to take a hard look at all of their hubs across their global network, and for them to decide DeKalb County was a place where they wanted to actually invest $150 million as opposed to complete closure, we're excited about that.
UPS says it looks forward to continuing to contribute to the community, with the Pleasantdale hub serving as one of several key anchors in the Atlanta area. After an end to the government shutdown, the FAA says it now plans to roll back some restrictions at 40 major U.S. airports, including Hartsfield, Jackson, and Atlanta. The 6% flight cuts are now down to 3%. With the shutdown over, Rachel Scott reports those who rely on SNAP benefits are starting to see their accounts get replenished.
42 million Americans who rely on these SNAP benefits, right? Many of them have already started to see payments start to flow to them. The rest of the Americans that haven't gotten it yet will start to see payments start to flow throughout the rest of the weekend.
The Georgia Department of Human Services says those who received only partial SNAP benefits in November will get the rest next Tuesday. It is now 5:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts now with Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, the hits keep on coming northwest of town. We're still dealing with this crash in the I-75 northbound express lanes right around Delk Road. Those express lanes have been pretty much blocked. At times they've been letting the right lane through, but right now you want to treat them completely shut down. You do not need them today. Save yourself a few dollars you'd spend and use the through lanes because they're really not bad up through Marietta. A few brake lights as you head up through Kennesaw. Speaking of, we have a new southbound crash heading into Kennesaw. 75 South at Wade Green Road, exit 273. That's in the left lane, keeping the ride slow back to Highway 92 in Ackworth. What's the story on I-85 in Gwinnett County, Stephanie Stallworth?
Been busy for you out there coming up from 285 as you head out past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, also 85, I should say southbound, as you try to get down through that area. Still have a long-standing crash in the right lane as you head on past Pleasant Hill Road. From the Coolway Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and comfortably cool this evening as temperatures fall to the mid to upper 40s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine and warming all the way up to a high of 76. That's trending about 10 degrees above average for tomorrow afternoon. Sunday, a few clouds passing by, breezy at times, highs in the low 70s. Staying dry for Monday and Tuesday, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the low to mid 70s.
67 in Roswell, 65 in Hiram, and 70 in College Park. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Congress votes to end the shutdown.
The yeas are 222, the nays are 209. The bill is passed.
What does this mean for your health care and the cost of living?
3 words, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's been very clear. This health care crisis is not made up, it's real.
Check back often for
Delta
the latest.
CEO Ed Bastian expects a quick recovery for the Atlanta-based airline.
As Washington gets back to work.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a tripped knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
If you've been in a wreck, trust the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Hey, it's Smiling Mark McKay. I personally recommend John Foy since I've had the pleasure of personally getting to know him. We've been to a Braves game together, had lunch, and what I've taken away from each of our visits is respect. Respect for how much he cares and wants to help people. John Foy's compassion is what I appreciate. Trust isn't a given, it's earned, and John Foy has earned my trust. I recommend John Foy and Associates.